Hello everyone and welcome to another Meme Stock Meltdown stream. I'm Hannah. How's everyone doing? Hope your week's been well. Hope the end of your Friday's wrapping up and you're gonna have some time off soon. That'd be real nice. Today we have something interesting to take a look at, and that would be Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, aka the guy with the fucking red bandana, is back. He did his first stream in like 2 years, and it's weird. I don't think he's doing okay. So we're gonna go over this. I watched this in its entirety earlier. It's a shit show. He showed up 30 minutes late to his own live stream, which is always a good start. He seemed in a weird mood, which, hey, you know, I get in weird moods. Whatever, I get that. Just seemed off. Just seemed off to me. So for those that don't know, Keith Gill is the reason that GameStop has been up again recently. He was the guy that kind of was the cheerleader behind the 2021 GameStop push, and now it's happening again because he returned to Twitter after years, and it made the stock go crazy. And it's been this up and down of people swing trading off of news and rumors, and this is the first time he decided to actually appear since he helped gain people a bunch of money and lose other people a bunch of money. So you'd think he'd take this seriously, right? Nope, shows up 30 minutes late. So we'll listen to this, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Let's see. What did I miss in any of the chats? If you're on YouTube, by the way, do me a favor and like the stream. I'd appreciate it. Bumble Homestead, thanks for a 10 stream streak. Phoenix Leftist with 115 stream streak says 115 great streams. That can't be true. At least 1 or 2 had to be shit in there, just statistically. Thank you, Prokagama. It's actually a dress. It's very cute. Feistiest Bard says, hi, this is a new account for me as I get anxiety about chatting and will tend to delete my account only to create a new one. I've done this several times and would have been following for about 2 years if I would have kept my first one. The last one I had for about 9 months. Hopefully I keep this one. I hope you do too. But if not, I appreciate the viewership regardless. Welcome. I guess not welcome. You've been here, but welcome under a name that we can recognize. It's okay, you don't need to be anxious here. We're all good. We're all very supportive, as long as people aren't dicks, you know? H-Baird says, Roaring Kitty is neither early nor late. He arrives exactly when he intends. Don't give him wizard cred. He's not a wizard. He's a guy that got lucky once and has been riding it upwards ever since. Did I see Trump media blaming naked short sellers? I did. Quite funny. It's always funny when the worlds of my different stream types collide. So anyway, let's just get into this. Like I said, he showed up late, and everyone was waiting. Does Roaring Kitty have secret information? Is he working with Ryan Cohen and GameStop as a brand ambassador? Does he have some new play? Here's what happened. Artemis with 100 bits says, I start my new job in about 2 hours. Wish me luck, or a survivable bus accident I can sue for. I wish you whichever of those you would most prefer, in the order you would prefer them. The best part of this stream is the little cat montage at the beginning. Am I gonna watch Marantz vs. Shkreli? I actually do have that pulled up too, depending on how long it takes us to get through this, because I listened to that earlier too, and that was a shit show. Like, you don't have to like Martin Shkreli. In fact, I don't think you should. He's a dick. But Marantz comes off like an ignorant asshole in that interview. It's pretty funny. I say that as an ignorant asshole myself. Mallow Honey, thanks for a 5-month streak, says, hello, I'm here, welcome. Let's just watch the kittens? That sounds great, doesn't it? Stocks! I love stock footage of stock things, because it's always just bars and lines. Great. It's informative graphics divorced from the context of any information. Just funny. Also, cats are great. I'd skip the cat part to get to Gil faster, but I think you'd yell at me if I did, so I won't. Thanks for the 3-stream streak. It's your cat's birthday. Well, happy birthday to the little kitty. Oh, also, I didn't mention it. Costume month is over. We still got to vote on the new costume. I haven't done that yet because I've been broke as shit. I don't get paid till the 14th. So that's when I'm actually going to buy the new costume, but we do have to do the voting for it. But costume month is over, but of course, when we get the new costume, we'll get some free days of it. But just letting everyone know. Costume month's over. We did 30 days. It is a dress, thank you. Happy birthday, Durg Turgs! Oh, this is great. You should not treat any opinion... we'll just do this. You should not treat any opinion expressed on this YouTube channel as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of opinion. Opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, but this YouTube channel does not warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. This YouTube channel is not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided in these videos. Statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No compensation is received by this YouTube channel for the opinions expressed. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This YouTube channel does not guarantee any specific outcome for profit. You should be aware of the real risk of loss in following any strategy or investment discussed on this YouTube channel. Strategies or investments discussed may fluctuate in price or value. Investors may get back less than invested. Investments or strategies mentioned on this YouTube channel may not be suitable for you. This material does not take into account your particular investment objectives, financial situation, or needs, and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for you. You must make an independent decision regarding investments or strategies mentioned on this YouTube channel. Before acting on information on this YouTube channel, you should consider whether it is suitable for your particular circumstances and strongly consider seeking advice from your own financial investment advisor. Woo! That's a little more than this isn't financial advice. I feel like he actually has a lawyer who wrote that up. Nemesaur! Oh, okay, we actually have a few things. Let's see. Skifazoa says, I was right about Keith doing a pump and dump, it seems. Vindication. That's my read on it as well. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 20 tier 1 subs. So generous. The stock of this channel is going to the moon. Pterodona says the financial Miranda warning. 94% to level 4 on a hype train. Wasn't he hauled before Congress at one point? He was. I think he gained a lot of false confidence from that. The fact that he last time, it was really genuinely just a confluence of weird factors that he found himself in the middle of. And I don't think he deserved punishment for that. This time, I don't necessarily think anything he's done is against any law, but it's certainly morally dubious in my opinion. He knows that they're listening to him, and anytime he makes noise, that they're gonna pump the stock. I'm just glad that they're getting diminishing returns at this point. Is this a guy Paul Dano played in Dumb Money? It is. It is. He was played by Paul Dano, correct. Let me actually adjust this so you can see better. Because this is something. I appreciate someone trying to do a bit, you know? Being who I am, I can't be that mad when someone does a bit that just doesn't work, because I feel that, you know? Not everything you think is going to be funny is going to be funny, but oh boy, sometimes when a bit doesn't work and it goes on too long, it really, really hurts. Humiliated Grapes, thanks for gifting 2 tier 1 subs and getting us over level 4 of the hype train, 14% to level 5. How long is this bit gonna go on for, you think? Where he's, like, injured? No matter what you guess, the answer is longer. If this had been the whole stream, honestly, bravo, would have been hilarious. Nope. His arm is not actually broken, by the way. It's just a costume for this bit he's doing. Which is still going, by the way. The bit is still going. That's gonna be a lot of this stream, is me just being like, yep, this is still going. Here we go. Okay, the bit's happening. I want to warn you, somehow in the time that he's been gone, he's become more insufferable than PP, which is pretty impressive. Kagami says, finishing my last stop for the day, and meme stocks, TGIF, and TGFH.
Am I okay? Oh, shit. Oh, that was a close call. I'm gonna get my shit set up there. Oh. 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 Help. Send help. Send help. Can y'all hear me right now? I kind of forget how to do this. I kind of tested it. Can you hear me? I can't keep up with this chat. You can hear me? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can't read this chat. The chat. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, excellent. I had to dust this shit off to get this working. Ah, oh, you brought me back to life with the chat. It's like the bzz, bzz.
What is this energy? I'm concerned. Like, I've seen stuff from Keith back before, you know, the stuff that happened in 2021 when he became a very rich man. He didn't seem this manic. He didn't seem this unself-aware. I don't know. He's always been kind of a dork, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being a dork. I'm a dork. But, like, this feels weird. Feels weird.
Oh, shit. I'm alive. Kinda. What's up, everybody? I'm looking around. I think they feel like it's working, but I haven't done it in so long. I think it's working. I see you can hear me. It looks like it's going okay. So I think we can get it. Sorry, I'm legit looking at the chat here. Just
Performative's a good way to put it. Now, I don't know if at this point he's just trying to make himself look like a doofus so that he doesn't get investigated for things. Like, and this is conspiratorial thinking, me assuming some, like, alternative motive underneath what's happening. But, like, is he just like this now? Or is he trying to look like a doofus so he, like, doesn't get in trouble? I don't know.
Okay, alright, I think it's working. Honestly, I can't believe that shit. I thought for sure I'd fuck it up somehow. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. Oh shit, I didn't even pour the beer yet, but that's okay. I got a beer. You know, I know it's the middle of the afternoon here, but right? It's Friday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's not 5 o'clock here, but it's about to be.
Thank you for the hype train, everyone.
Oh shit! Wait, do I gotta wear this shit the whole time? I don't think there's no YouTube rules like whatever your drip is when you start. You got to keep rocking that. I'm pretty sure there's no way that's a rule. I mean, I'll keep it up for now because cheers, everybody! Let's go.
So the stock pushes up during this live stream to almost $40, and then once it becomes clear that he has nothing to say, in real time you'll watch it behind him drop down to like 27, 28, 29, something like that. And I will say it's pretty funny. I know that the stock market is a lot of random noise, but I would like to think that some GameStop people were really expecting him to have something to say. But when he clearly didn't, they dumped because they were like, oh, fuck, we're fucked.
less. Oh shit! Look at this. It's going up. I can say that, right? Can I say that? Can I say it's going up? Is that okay? Is that okay? Look at this. I can't keep that getting over. I think I can say that. Cheers, cheers. Crazy stuff going on these days, huh? Crazy stuff.
Lampshading the fact that what he's doing is kind of sus.
Can you believe it's me?
Again, I'm not saying he's doing anything illegal. He's not telling people to do anything specific. I think he's operating in a gray area that's really immoral, in my opinion.
Believe it, because it kind of looks like a lot of people don't. So I figured I'd pop in here, say what's up, everybody. I hope everyone's doing good. I know it's not the usual time of the stream, but figured I'd see what's going on, check in, how everyone's doing. No real game plan here. Just wanted to hop in, see what's popping. Damn. Yo, there's mad heads in here.
There's mad heads in here.
God damn. All right. Okay, yeah, so I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a few years now. I hope y'all are good. We've been doing okay here, hanging in there. This, you may not, I mean, I was just messing around with this. This isn't a real bandage. This isn't a real, what do you call this, a splint? Is that the word?
Sling.
It's not real. I'm messing around right now. I'm messing around, okay? So other than this, we're doing okay here, right? It's been a
Why is he talking like this? He didn't used to talk like this either. Like, I don't know how else to put this other than he generally, historically, has talked like a white boy from the suburbs, because I think that's what he is. Why all of a sudden does he have this, like, affect? What is he doing?
Easy.
Like, I need to be clear, for those who've never seen Keith Gale talk before, this is not how he talks. He doesn't talk like this. This is weird. This would be like me coming on and talking like this. Like, this is not how he talks typically. Did the money ruin him? In 2 years, can being rich ruin you and make you crazy?
Crazy few years, right? It's been a crazy couple of months, too. Oh, shit. Yeah, bonkers. I wanted to, oh, here, let me just close. Ooh. It's pretty good to be back, you know? I kind of forgot. You kind of forget what it feels like after it's been so long.
8 minutes into his video, and he has said nothing of substance. 8 minutes, and all he's done is a bit that went on too long, and been like, I'm back, everyone. Cool. Do you have something to say, Keith? Do you have a thesis statement here?
Huh? I hope...
Just giggling.
Before I get started here, I feel like, what is it, Ocean's 12? Like, how many espressos do you have? 5. That's me right now, you know? But now you got to make the switch, you know? You do the little pre-gaming. You do the pre-gaming action, which in my case might be some coffee or some espresso or something. But I think it's time to make a switch, all right? So, I don't know what type of beer
Thanks
you think
for the follow,
going
by the
for
way.
Today, but, I mean, maybe this isn't the right day to do it. I mean, I hope, can I do this? Can I show this? Oh, you can't see it! You can't see it! Oh, can you guess what beer that is? Can you get...
Keith, they've spent money because of you. People have lost thousands, if not more, money because of you. You're talking about your beer. Talk about the company you've convinced a bunch of gullible idiots to buy into. Proto the Dweeb with a 3-stream streak says, oh hey, streak. Ingenuity with a 15-stream streak says, sadly I'm not convinced his followers care about him making something approaching a point. Some of them were upset, which is good.
Can you guess?
How high is he? At least 3.
That's a hint that you can't see it. Oh, I should have tested that. Whoops. Oh, shit. Let's see if you... Oh, you see it! Oh, they see it! I mean, I'm not cut up with the chat, but at least I can see y'all scrolling through there. Green. It's green. It's green. Because, all right, so it's green, right? But go Celtics, all right? Go Celtics. We won last night, all right?
We're almost 10 minutes in. So far, all he's commented on is the Celtics. Benikagami says, this is giving off my GME money ran out and I need more, so I bought a bunch of stock coincidentally before my first stream in 2 years, and I'm horribly nervous I'll get caught, energy to me, in my opinion.
I'm pulling for them. I mean, I guess it's not a green day.
Take this as you will. Historically, he's worn his wedding ring in his streams. Like before he made all that money, when he was doing streams, he wore his wedding ring. In this stream, you might notice he's not. Just a thought.
Here, right? But
if you're feeling divorced energy, there's the lack of ring might may indicate something.
I mean, this is the...
That's speculation, by the way. That's unfair speculation on my part. I shouldn't have said that. But
finals, baby. To start off the series with that shit, come on. Let's pour it. Let's pour this. Let's start it off right. Like I said, 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock. Oh, Carlsberg is actually a good guess. That's actually a good guess. That's a green one too. Rolling Rock. Go Celtics. Let's go. See, I can't keep up with the chat, but I can look over. Sorry, I'm new to the.
See what I mean in terms of him being more annoying than PP now? Like, PP repeats the same things, but he does facilitate a conversation happening, even if he's not the one making coherent points. Generally, something is being said, even if it's nonsense. So far, he hasn't even said nonsense. He's just air's coming out of his windpipe.
A lot of people being here, right? I just look, but at least I can catch some of your things. All right, let's pour this in here. My buddy, oh, can you see this if I pour it all the way in there? I should have showed you before I poured this shit. My buddy hooked me up with some, oh, you can't see it. Oh, you can't see it. Maybe when the head pops up. Hold on.
Oh, by the way, over 500,000 people watched this live. Over 500,000 people watched this live with bated breath. Not a joke.
Man, I kind of screwed up the pour there. That's okay.
This video, again, that was live concurrent. This video streamed 4 hours ago and currently almost has 2 million views. In case you're curious how many people watched this thrilling live stream.
Okay, I'm doing it with one hand. Also, I'm sorry. I mean, I was late, but you try starting a stream rocking this. You know, I mean, I'm doing it. I'm like, trying to do it opposite here. All right? Sorry about that. All right, now for real though. I think I gotta take this off. It's with my head. I feel like I'm actually injured. Or
I think the number of people watching is helpful for, because a lot of you are probably watching, going, "Why are we even watching this? This guy's boring as shit." Yes, 500,000 people watched this live. 2 million people have already watched it. That's what's interesting. Is the difference between the expectation and the reality.
Or something. How do I do that? Alright, let's do that. Whew. Whew. Alright, let's pop that off. Whew. Oh, shit is stuck to my hair. Ah, shit. Okay. Let me pop that over there. It's getting kind of warm in here too, but I mean, now you know I was just messing around. I don't need this ice pack. I got this ice pack just in case. I mean, it is getting a little bit warm. But again, I was just messing around. I don't actually need this. But if I get too hot, let's hope the beer cools me down. Yeah, so what's up, everybody? I gotta be... Do I have to be careful what I say here? I'm not really sure. I don't know. But I did want to hop on the stream here. I mean, some of you have seen I've been back kind of active for a few months. But I did want to... oh, wait, let me just move this over here. Figured I'd check in. This is me, by the way. I see a lot of question marks. Oh, is he back? Is it someone else? I mean, can you tell? Can you tell it's me now? I mean, what weirdo spends their free time working on memes? You know, like, is someone else? Is someone else doing that? You know, I own it. I own it. That's okay. But no, hey, this is me. I'm not AI either. Or am I AI? Ooh. I could be these days, you know. I see it's changed a lot these past few years. But no, this is me. I wanted to.
Benikagami says, correction, now I'm recently divorced and lonely and depressed and desperate for attention and money, so I'm gonna grift. Oh, please don't make me testify before Congress again. I just want to be a sellout like all the other sad divorced men on the internet. Energy now. Again, in my opinion. And Kuriel says, who is this guy? I got in a little late. The accidental leader of the GME meme stock cult. basically, who has now embraced the title and is acting like a weirdo.
Pop in here, be like, yo, what's up? Say what's up. I guess remind everybody this is me, that I'm the one active on my accounts, of course. What else to say here? I see a lot of the stuff out there. I'm just like, what the hell? What else? Oh, these are the accounts I'm showing, and my positions are mine. You know, it's like, those are my positions. I'm not working with anybody else. I'm not I'm not working with hedge funds. Like, that's kind of, it's like the same stuff as last time. So it's kind of interesting to see that stuff. So I'm like, all right.
The same stuff as last time. H-Baird says, directed at this guy with a link. Get on with it.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Oh, I am enjoying this scene.
Get on with it.
All right, I gotta hop on a stream and just remind people, you know. And then what else? Like, I'm not an institutional investor, you know. I'm not all this other stuff, and I am definitely not Paul Dano. All right, I don't know
The sequel to Dumb Money is going to be so depressing.
if you thought
The first one wasn't even good.
you were gonna tune in today, it was gonna be like Paul Dano on here, but I'm not Paul Dano, okay? And actually, I gotta be honest here, I still haven't seen that movie.
I find that so hard to believe. If someone made a movie about a thing that happened to you and you were the main character, you're not gonna watch that movie? That's insane to me. Of course you've seen that movie. I've seen that movie, and I'm not even in it.
I haven't seen them. I've seen some clips, but I still haven't seen that movie. But no, I'm not Paul Dano. I'm not Paul Dano either. So I'm sorry to disappoint if that's what you were tuning in to see. Oh no, I'm causing it to go down. I need a button that, like, I press the button and it ejects me from this. If the price is going down, or if I say something, oh boy, just press the button and get me out. But it is what it is. What am I gonna do? Yeah, so I just wanted to check in with you folks, remind you all that stuff, let you know that it's me.
Sorry, Fenekami, I must have missed him. Let me see where they were. Oh, I did that one. Unless there are another ones. Yeah, I did that.
You say what's up. Let me see this chat here. And yeah, so I mean, can I talk about GameStop? What can I say about GameStop? I mean, the funny thing is that I have a lot of the
wonder if we're gonna get a Morant sighting today.
Same feelings about everything, you know. It's you kind of, I mean, I've talked a lot about GameStop and how I feel about the situation and all that, and I thought I wanted to hop on and kind of reiterate a lot of my viewpoints that I had previously, and yeah, I think, if you remember my previous thoughts on the company and the opportunity, there was kind of like a two-part thesis to it, and that second part of the thesis is a reinvention of the business model, or a
Okay, here it is. This is where this is about the only substantive thing he says in the entire stream, which is like an hour long, and he effectively says, I believe the company can transform under the leadership of Ryan Cohen. Which is literally what every other ape says with no backing whatsoever. We already saw his attempts to transform the company with Web3 NFTs Player, and that all collapsed. So even with the money that they've raised, the billions of dollars that they have raised off the backs of the meme stock people, what are they gonna do with it? Because if you have billions of dollars just sitting there, you're effectively losing money. What are you going to acquire? What are you going to transform into? It's not enough to just say you're going to transform. You need a plan. Ideally, a public plan if you're trying to sell this company to the public and its future instead of just meme lords.
Transformation, whatever you want to call it. And I just, to remind people who, if you haven't seen my materials, is that we're in that second part of it here, where it's less about, I see over the past couple of years, I see an overemphasis on like that legacy business, and
People Lord says, sorry to be the joke dissector, but why is divorced guy such a comedy trope in our culture? It feels a little unfair and fucked up, but maybe I'm missing a greater context. Just feels kinda kick guys when they're down, cause fuck their feelings to me. It's not to say this guy isn't gross. I think it more has to deal with, and in fairness, you're not wrong that the general tone might come off to other men as, like, if you're divorced, you're bad. But the idea more, I think, is that there is a certain kind of guy that has a divorce, and the divorce is entirely their fault because they're immature man children, and they can't handle it once they leave, and they make that their whole personality, and they become misanthropic assholes. So that's more what that's about than someone who's just divorced. Plenty of people get divorced, and it's fine and amicable, or even not amicable, but just what was best for both people. It's not inherently bad to be divorced. The only issue is that we're talking about people like Terrence Popp, who we've covered on this show before, or like Steven Crowder, you know, that kind of thing. But I get your concern. I understand what you're saying, and that's a fair criticism.
It's just, there's no over it. It matters. It's not that it doesn't matter, of course, but they're in the transformation stage here, and what could they transform into? You know what I mean? There's a lot of question marks about that, understandably so. But essentially it becomes at this stage of that second part of the analysis, this transformation part, it becomes a bet on the management, you know, in particular, of course, Ryan fucking Cohen, you know.
Why? It's been years. He's had years, and ample capital for those years. What is he doing?
You know what I'm saying? Ryan Cohen and his crew. And that's what folks are.
It's not going back up to 60. It could. This thing's been completely erratic since Keith's come back. It could go all over the place. It's completely irrational.
Should be focused,
especially German markets. Over the last 2 weeks, I've learned German apes love to lose money.
Focused on, you know what I mean? And that's probably going to be an ongoing debate as to how people feel about him, whether he can successfully transform that business. And those are great discussions. And those are good discussions that need to be had. And so when I look at the situation, though, and I'm kind of going to be echoing some of the thoughts that I had previously, is that I feel like I see enough where I believe this guy might be able to do it, right? That's not a guarantee. This is the same thing as before. I mean, I'm not promising anything, but over the long term here, I think he seems like the type of guy. He seems like he has those characteristics and the way.
Again, no specifics, general platitudes. He's a manager, man. He just has these characteristics of a good manager. He can build things, man. Like, what about this is the substantive, like, material reality of the company's situation? They released, by the way, I didn't mention this, they released their quarterly, first quarter results today. They were shit. Again, surprise. They still lost money. The revenue's down almost 30%. I'm not a financial person. This frustrates me to no end, because I'm not a finance person. I don't give a shit about stocks or the profitability of fucking companies. But watching people throw their money in the garbage over this shit is wild. I don't understand it. I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills.
This seems like he might be able to do this, but again, that's not a guarantee. This is kind of like, it's kind of based on feel. You've heard me say that, right? And so I have that feeling. I have this feeling, and I'm like, all right, let me reiterate some of these feelings that I have. But it remains to be seen, you know. And you should keep your eye on stuff too. Reserve the right to change your mind about stuff, just like I do. Don't follow anyone blindly. Nothing on this stream is advice. Hopefully, you all know that, right? This is the same thing.
Doesn't help that RC gives him nothing to work with, and RC announced more dilution today, or the company announced more dilution, which is pretty funny.
Like, when I have a feeling about that, it's like, all right, well, let me share it. I could be wrong about stuff, but I think, all right, let's talk about it.
At minimum, I am curious what RC's gonna do with, like, $3 or $4 billion. Like, at minimum, it's gonna be a glorious train wreck, right? What could he throw money into?
And I don't know. I think he has the characteristics that he could do this. In particular, I think we can all agree GameStop finds itself in a very unique situation, just like it did last time, right? Not just in the gaming space per se, but you have a company.
What about stock feel? Why isn't anyone talking about the stock feel? Harold Elbleman with the 7-stream streak says 7 streams and going to Pride tomorrow. Love y'all. Oh, I hope you have fun.
So many people rooting for it, right? They're rooting for it to work out, myself included. How often does that happen? That folks like really want it to work out, and it's a highly unusual position, and it's so unusual. The way you manage that situation is you gotta manage it the right way. And honestly, the way he seems to be doing it, I think he's from a distance here, right? I have no idea, but I put myself in his shoes, and I think he's kind of seems to be taking the right approach given this very unique situation.
What's the right approach? Do you see what I mean by the vague platitudes? He seems to be taking the right approach. What's the approach he's taking? Define what you view that approach to be. What actual actions has he taken? Peoplord says, we should throw an ape revival symposium. We'll have helicopters and music and black lights, and none of these shill dim purple ones. Those special far spectrum ones, because we're gonna go far!
Situation that he finds himself, that the company finds itself in. You have a lot of investors kind of following what's happening, kind of wanting it to work out.
It is funny watching the stock drop behind him as he just opines manically. Like, I'm just saying. Pretty funny.
Very unusual. It's a very unusual situation, and I don't know if there's not too much precedent for it. You see it with some other companies, especially when the CEOs or the managers are just so heavily investing themselves in the business, investing themselves in the turnaround. And there's some managers out there who are somewhat similar. So I see it in Cohen. So that I think that he has the type of he seems to be doing the right things. And I know the question marks will be, well, what has he done? What is he doing? What's the
Yep.
plan? Those are fair questions, but
Those are fair questions. They're the questions that make your statements substantive in any way, Keith. They're questions that if you answered them would make your statements have any sort of weight. Well, you're not going to answer them because it's easier to just opine and shitpost.
Do you really think he's been doing nothing, or that GameStop hasn't been strategizing, testing some things here and there, and how to
testing what?
How to move forward? I think that's pretty ridiculous. I think we've seen enough, in particular from him, to be honest. I think we've
seen what? What have you seen other than him cutting hours, cutting stores, cutting benefits from employees? What are you seeing that builds the company out instead of shrinking it to a smaller footprint? What is the future? We are in retraction. What do you think the future of this company is, Gil?
Enough from him to
Sorry, he makes me mad.
Think
this is frustrating me. How many people, and there's that other level of the people who buy into this expecting to become millionaires and stuff. On some level, I recognize that that's their own fault. There is a buyer beware element to this. But at the same time, there are so many foolish people on the internet, and there are people with gambling addictions. And the fact that there are people there that take advantage of that for their own benefit or attention or whatever just pisses me off. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it.
He's got a good head on his shoulders, and again, we haven't seen anything.
Right? He used to say he was a value investor. That's what I don't get. He used to at least act as though he cared about the fundamentals. At this point, he's gesturing as if he is, but in reality now he's parroting super stonk shit.
It's speculation. You can argue that, but honestly, the way he seems to be handling this, and we don't know a plan, and that's fair. But boy, you're right-sizing the ship. You see even the legacy business cutting costs, trying to stabilize some cash flows, just try to stabilize.
I'm disappointed it's actually Roaring Kitty, too. Even if at some point, when he posted that last tweet with Supertramp's Goodbye Stranger, and it was E.T., I really thought he was just trolling the meme stock people, which I think would be a little mean, but at least it would not be him completely losing the plot. It's not something I would do, but from a third-party perspective, I kind of get it, and it would have been funny. This is just fucked.
Legacy business, but now it's all about the transformation, and that cash pile is growing. It seems to be growing. Will they raise more money? We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I see it, but if you just change one factor, and that's that you don't think Ryan Cohen is a doofus, all right? If you don't think he's a doofus, and he's...
What if you do think Ryan Cohen's a doofus? Or even if you don't think he's a doofus, but you think he's an average CEO at best, given, GameStop's actual material situation? Could even a decent CEO fix GameStop? I don't know. Regardless, and you're assuming Ryan is great. I don't assume that. What's Super Stonk? Super Stonk is a subreddit full of a lot of people who have gambling addictions and use the stock market to fulfill those addictions.
not a fool. If you don't think
Basically,
that,
people who invest and day trade and shitpost about it and laugh at each other losing a bunch of money.
and all of a sudden, suddenly, they're sitting on
It's
billions.
where this meme stock stuff was birthed from. Peeplord with the link says, fundamentals?
Come on! Let's see some fundamentals out there! And not clown fundamentals!
Love Blurns Ball.
Millions of dollars in cash, right? And you actually think not only is he not a doofus, but he's extremely talented in that he has the capability to turn this around. Even if you don't agree with that, right? Even if you don't believe it, that's fine. If you just pause for a moment and think about that, I think it really changes your mindset. And that becomes the bet. That becomes the bet. And
again, he's just saying, but what if Ryan Cohen fixes it?
I don't know.
What if he doesn't?
It's gonna be a debate. But as time passes, you'll see more. That's the thing. I think some people say, oh, a lot of time has passed. We ain't seen shit. And that's fair, too. But again, I think because of the uniqueness of the situation, I think generally in this type of case, being quiet, working on stuff behind the scenes.
Nenaline, thanks for following.
And thinking about what you're going to do can be could be a good approach. That's not the end-all, be-all, right? We'll see where it goes from there. But it's a good starting point. And I personally don't think 3 years is too long in this case. 5 years, 10 years, all right. Like if we all wait 5 years, 10 years,
talking about Ryan Cohen.
All right, we're gonna be going into
CEO of GameStop,
the pet rock business. Come on. Reserve the right to change your mind, just like I do. That's how you should approach this. But
does he take his sunglasses off this stream? Let me look. Doesn't look like it.
In this case, right, the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, and it seems like people are quick.
Okay, but it's certainly not evidence that he's doing anything.
Be like, oh well, they haven't announced anything. The legacy business is struggling, therefore it's over.
I like that he calls it the legacy business when that is in fact their business, as if they have a newer business venture already. They don't, to our knowledge. So what you're calling legacy business struggling is just the business struggling. Double speak.
You know what I mean? I think that's just kind of silly, just because I think it could be. It's just not proof of anything. Now, again, they start selling some pet rocks. You know, all right, okay, let's revisit this. But right now, there's some uncertainty about it, and it becomes a bet on the management. And you'll see that this is a thing in financial markets. It's unusual that it's a public company, but if you're dealing with like a venture capital opportunity or a startup company, this is often how it works, where you may have an idea.
Benikagami says, I'm convinced he's selling out. He knows. He's seen how profitable the grift is and wants in the bag. If it hurts people, all the better. I'm hurting others, deserve to be hurt. I think that's maybe more assuming his interior mindset than is fair, but like, he already had hundreds of millions of dollars, right? I just don't understand how you can be so greedy to have tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, never have to work again in your life, be comfortable, be able to cultivate your personal relationships instead of spending your life throwing it away, you know, working and making stuff for other people who are benefiting off your labor. No, he could have just lived his life, but instead, he's got to get back in the middle of this shit. Why? Why do this to yourself? Why do this to your family and other people? Leave it be.
Or you might have a management team that you believe on, and that tends to be what you'll focus on. And do they seem like they have the right skill set to pull it off? That's the focus. I mean, that's what I mean. This is not unusual in financial markets generally.
Not unusual to be loved by anyone. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-do.
Unusual is that this is a public company, right? In that you have non-institutional investors. You have non-institutional investors who are like making the case for it. That's highly unusual, but it's not unusual in financial markets. It's a little bit different this time around. And
yeah, I saw, and I mentioned that earlier. Killa CS. It's you know, maybe he just didn't wear it this stream, maybe, but also his behavior shift would make a little more sense if he had a life change like that.
So it's just an ongoing argument, discussion.
I'm
and
assuming he hasn't already spent the money. We have seen his position. So he has a lot of money in GameStop currently, as per his current E-Trade account, which he shows during this stream. He was down like $200 million as of earlier today. But he still, I think, was in the green on his position overall, if I remember correctly. So he has hundreds of millions of dollars, not necessarily liquid at the moment, but he could get it out. Now, the thing is, though, if he exercises his options, he has enough that it might actually pull the price, but I don't know.
You won't really, no one knows for sure. I mean, especially me, right? You don't follow anything I do. You see all my disclaimers and stuff. Same thing. None of this is advice. I have an aggressive style, blah, blah, blah. You know that stuff. But when you're dealing with these types of opportunities, right? I say it's unusual, but in financial, when you deal in these types of opportunities, you could lose it all. You could lose everything. They're highly speculative in nature. You should know that. His
unrealized loss is more than his gains, like 120 million gain, 280 million loss on the day. Oh, that's quite bad.
They're very risky opportunities, and they are risky because there could be tremendous upside if it works out. But that's the balance, and that's why in those types of opportunities that I'm talking about, that's the trade-off. Big potential opportunities, or you could lose it all.
Or you could lose it all. It's an important phrase in here. GME people, I need you to internalize when Keith says you could lose it all. Please internalize that. Please take that as the most important thing he says during this entire live stream. This is not some magical guaranteed thing, quite the opposite. You are probably going to lose your money.
You kind of factor that into your analysis, and so it's the same thing here. So it becomes kind of a bet on the team, and from what I've seen so far, I think I reserve the right to change my mind, as you should too. I'm a believer right now. Let's see though, 3 years. Let's see what happens from here. But I think with a significant amount of capital, I don't know. I think let's see where it goes from here. But that's kind of a reiteration of a lot of stuff I said in my last stream. There was two parts of the thesis. Then this part of the thesis, if you remember, I ascribed at the time. I'm like, well, we can't even discuss this. It was like the bottom.
He was up $1 billion unrealized in after hours yesterday when it was just under $69. Wild, he never took a profit. Can you imagine knowing that if you had just exercised hours prior, you would be a literal billionaire? Like, that doesn't appeal to me. I'm not big on, like, amassing wealth. But he clearly is the kind of person that's into that. So let's say you're the kind of person that gets a big hard-on from number going up, right? Imagine you could have had $1 billion and you lose it. Oh my God. Wouldn't that be a nightmare? How do you not cry every day forever? Oh, you can't exercise options after hours? Okay, good. Didn't know that.
That word
This is why I'm glad you're here. You can fill me in all the financial shit.
document that I had. I was like, well, let's discuss this when it comes. Well, it came. That kind of first part worked out, and now it's a discussion about this other stuff. So, I mean, I'm probably, you know me, I'm rambling now at this point. I'm probably, let me pour that stuff. But that's, I'm just reminding y'all that, you know, like that's gotta, let's see where it goes from here. But hold on, did I pour? All right, you can't pour it all. Can I get that? What's a drink? My buddy hooked me up. My buddy hooked me up with that. What's a drinking strategy, baby?
He's drinking beer out of a wine glass, and I'm not a snob, but that kind of bothers me.
What's your drinking strategy? Clearly,
that just looks wrong. Looks like a big old glass of Shabambu.
Clearly, I mean, look at the impact I'm having here. Where's that button to eject me out of this? Cheers, everybody. Huh? What's a drinking strategy? Let's do this. All right. Yeah. What now, though? What now? I mean, now what do we do? I mean, I kind of got some of that stuff out of the way. I should. Like, should I do? What else? Let me get some. Oh, you see that stuff there. Do I show? It's frozen again. It's frozen again. Can I? Let me chat. Can I do a portfolio reveal? I've never done that on the stream before. Can I do the portfolio reveal? Is that okay? I think I can. I don't think there's any issue with that. I can. Yes, I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Well, those YouTube rules, you know what I'm saying? All right, let me just check. Let me just make sure this is legit, hunky-dory.
Skibazoa says, from what I saw, it looks like he bought on May 10th, sold that week, and bought before June 2nd, and then did this. I would say he netted quite a profit already.
Oh, it's frozen right now. Oh, it's halted. I won't do it while it's halted. We'll wait till it's not halted. I think it's halted, right? Is my screen frozen? I think it's. Let's see. Let's see if it starts moving again. It's kind of it's helpful that it just moves without without refreshing the page. Oh, that's kind of nice. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll show you. These are the positions that is just like last time. The positions that I posted. Those are my only positions. There's no other positions. There's no other folks I'm working with. You know what I mean? It's like pretty similar to last time. So I saw people saying that. I'm like, oh no, those are my only positions. I mean, does cash count as a position? Well, you see that. But yeah, that's it. Those are my only positions. So
but Homestead says cheese cleanse when needed. We can do it now. We're about halfway through his video.
Parmigiano, stracciatella, burrata, ricotta, provolone, fior di latte, mozzarella. Good job, very good. I love cheese. You love cheese. When it's made in Italy. Mozzarella, parmigiano too. Fior di latte, I love you. Wow, good job. Give yourself a round of applause.
That's really cute. Don't let that vegan teacher find that video or else she's going to be really mean to him, and he doesn't deserve it. He's an adorable teacher, and he deserves everything.
yeah, again, my aggressive style investing was almost certainly not suitable for y'all, right? I'll always say that. Risks are severe. You can lose everything. What I do is not a recommend.
Important takeaway.
You know that because I've said this all this time, you know? This is not... It's important to reiterate, though. It is. That's why I would do it in my streams previously, too. You got to know that. Educational, just not an investing process, but also the risks involved. So I'll do that. I'll just show you. But, yo, you see some of those headlines this week? I mean, I see some of the headlines y'all see. Oh, damn, some of the headlines. Whew. We probably all know about the same amount about this situation. You know what I mean? When we're based on that, like some of the headlines we see, I kind of see that stuff out there. I'm like, oh no. You know, it reminds me of the Dark Knight. You post a couple of memes, you post a couple of screenshots, and everyone loses their mind. You know, it's like, nah, man, chill. It's okay.
If he didn't know exactly what was going to happen, he did it. The feigning ignorance gets to me. The feigning ignorance, like he didn't know that him coming back and posting a bunch of memes, which would have taken a little while to edit. A lot of them required sourcing movie clips and stuff. They would have taken a little bit of time to do. You don't put that much effort into something, or pay someone to put that much effort into something, and not kinda know what you're doing, or at least attempting to do something. He wasn't just shitposting for fun. He was he was shitposting for profit, which I find a problem with.
But
do it for the love of the game.
Yeah, so we're, as far as some of that stuff goes, navigating that, doing my best to navigate that. Yo, chat's crazy. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the happy birthday wishes. Cheers, y'all. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right.
And Kai says, I think I confirmed he got a divorce. I found the court filings in the very least. Where did you find that?
Cheers, y'all. Early, is this an yo,
GameStop.
Was this an early birth?
So I'm not shitposting for profit. My bank account's in the negative, so if this is profit, boy, I don't want to know loss.
Birthday gift from y'all, you know, the early birthday gift of early. Early earnings announcements and an offering? I guess cheers? I guess. You wrap it up in a gift or some shit? Oh, thank you, chat. All right. Yo, I can't look. Oh, that's very, thank you. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, that's very nice of you. I kind of feel, I feel like I've been cosplaying as a streamer because I'm not used to having so many people on here. And like I'm saying, yo, chat, what up, chat? I mean, cheers to all the folks. We've had some good times.
Wrong name for his wife.
Over the years, right? Cheers to my YouTube crew.
Thank you for double checking that.
My fellow Redditors, even on X now. What up, X? Cheers to the X crew too. I mean, so many people on social media. It's pretty cool. Like many of you, you grew up. Still birthday thoughts. Cheers. You grew up on kind of the internet, right? You grew up with the internet, and I feel like a lot of us are in the same boat on that. I think that it's a little bit of a connection that, not me, all of us, right?
Like half the population grew up with the internet now.
It's a pretty unique generational type thing. But,
again, I think about half the population grew up with the internet now. It's not that weird these days.
Anyway, but I have, on the streaming front,
I'm 30.
Never had a ton of followers. Oh, you see how many people? Oh, damn, I didn't. Holy shit, 600K. What up? Oh, look at it. Oh, is that hair? Oh, yeah. I mean, is it time for a haircut, too? Oh, it's unhalted. It's unhalted. Okay. How do I do this? All right, let me just.
GameStop stock trading halted a bunch today, by the way, because it was radically shifting in price. So there are basically regulations in place or protections by the market that says, hey, if a certain thing drops too much in a certain amount of time, it'll be temporarily halted so it doesn't crash or like weird erratic movements.
Just test something. No, is it it's halted again? Is it? Is it not halted? I think it's halted.
I hate Twitch times 2. In my opinion, bad idea. Like, the thing about meme stocks, and GameStop in particular, the fundamentals of the company are shit, but it doesn't really matter. It's entirely traded based on sentiment of a bunch of cult members. This is a cliche at this point, but the market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent, so. You might recognize that it's overpriced, but you can't time it.
Yeah. It's halted. Everyone, you're beating me to it. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. Halts. Don't make me. Don't make me. Halted. Well, it's hard. I mean, this is at least I'm up to. I mean, no, at least I'm up to date on the stream. It's like a. I don't know how long you're supposed to have in between messages so that I can kind of read it. I think I did like 2 minutes this time, but I really don't know what's appropriate. But record halted. Yeah, we gotta see what happens from here. We gotta see, but all right, we'll see when it gets unhalted. What else? What other stuff to touch on here? Get down over there.
How there's a stable coin? Can you even short it? It's supposed to stay at $1. I know it doesn't. I know it slightly dips below from time to time, but oh. I can't believe Tether's been allowed to go as long as it has.
My gosh. Yo, shout out Brockton. I seen that. See, I'm going to see like bits and pieces. I'm sorry. This is probably how streams usually work. This is right. Shout out. Let's go. I mean, shout out to so many folks. I've been talking about social media and friends and family. Shout out to so many people. I know for some folks it's been a while since we touched base, and so this is an opportunity to say what up to everybody. Oh, damn. I know, but all right. What else? Still halted?
So he's a lousy prop comic, unlike me, who's an excellent prop comic.
Still is. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat here.
Pinagami says, can I just say I'm white?
That's
like
good beer.
Wonder Bread bland white. Raised by a Tennessee man on country music, I have no culture and it doesn't take much to impress me. I'm white trash, and even I feel the burning need to shove this man into a locker for being one of the most boring and dorkish white men on the internet.
It's good beer. It helps. I mean, I don't want to take credit for the Celtics' victory last night, too. I mean, sorry if you're not a big basketball fan here, but I mean, the green helps. The green, drinking the green during a game, I think does help. I think it does help. Halts are 5 minutes? Oh, I didn't even realize how long they were. Yeah, 600K. I'm reading all this. Oh, I'm not reading all of it. Just check it in. Give me some prompts, you know, to roll with here. Oh, damn. So still going. I know. I wish I had. I know. Well, this isn't really a traditional stream, I suppose, because a traditional stream we'd just be we're kind of just shooting the shit, checking in on stuff. Oh, the halts are due to the stream. Oh, movies. All right, let's go. Yeah, movies. Yeah, now we're talking. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know probably a lot of people tuned in for different reasons. We about to start talking about movies. Just random things. Yeah, I know. Well, you see. I hope y'all. I know. I hope y'all enjoyed some of those memes. You know, you can see I worked a while on that. Which is obviously extremely embarrassing, right? You think I don't know that? I know that, but I think it's kind of fun to work on them. I hope you think some of them are funny too. I think see that's the internet in me, right? Some of y'all know, like that's as a professional lurker. Now I get to share something like, oh, here's something that I worked on too. But you know, it's been like a lifetime of entertainment. It's been pretty cool to like, all right, let me share some of mine. Not just the memes, but kind of a lot of the stuff I do. It's fun to. It's just it can be fun. Although I see some people, right? I'll work on the memes and they're like, oh yeah, when they were like, oh, they're not sure it's me, and they're like,
was he hoping that this stream would pump the price super hard? I wonder. Like, was he really hoping he would get on stream and just his presence would get it back up to 60?
Low quality edits, and I'm just like, oh, I'm like, oh no. I mean, I'm not a professional video editor or anything like that.
This is
but
painful.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. I'm doing my best here. I'm trying to learn. I'm doing my best. So I'm always laughing at them. It's fine. I know they're not, but it's like oh snap. I'm trying my best. Was it unhalted? Let me check. Ooh, all right. It's unhalted. All right. I'm gonna do it.
YouTube. He's a multi-millionaire. YouTube donations are like pennies to him. It wouldn't even make a dent.
Do it. Don't try to do it. All right, let me bring it over here. I think it's.
I, however, am not a millionaire, and your subs and bits and super chats help immensely.
I think it's fine if I bring this over. Let me check. Let me refresh. Oh, we got it. All right, I'm gonna bring it over. Don't hold
Poor
it.
X. What's wild to me is he actually used to work. He used to be like a compliance officer, didn't he? I don't understand how he got here. How did he degenerate this quickly? Money ruins people, I'm telling you.
Don't hold it. There you go. All right, there you go. Is it on the chat there? There you go. All right. Cheers. Cheers. I got it up there. So those are my only positions. You know, as you know about me, I'll take. It's a true YOLO again, I suppose. Depending on, I know there's some cash there. That's what I mean. It depends on your positions, but. It's another YOLO again, you know what I'm saying? It's how I roll. So that's that there. But I seen those headlines. E-Trade, I see those headlines. I gotta check. I'm checking in every day. I'll log in. I'm like, are my positions still there? Are they still there? Let me check. They're still there. Wait, they're still there. Okay, they're still there. I wasn't even like paying attention to the details. They're still there. But each morning I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
E-Trade basically said that they would close his account if they felt he was doing market manipulation.
And so I go, all right, well, don't make me, but E-Trade, I'll do this with HTML. I'll do that. Don't make me remove it. I know how to do that. I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna put it back. We're good. Those positions are there. But I'll do it. I'll remove it. Don't make me. Don't make me do it. Don't make me. I'll delete that.
It is. The joke is that HTML only visually changes the look of pages. It doesn't change anything on the back end. Should this bit go on for 3 more minutes?
From the HTML. I will. All right, Mr. Robot Hacker here. You know, I learned a thing or two, and I know how to delete that. I don't want to do it. But I can. I'm just messing.
He's still doing the joke. Like, see what I mean? The joke. It's like he restates the joke 5 times in slightly different ways.
I'm just messing, people. Okay, it's still. I put it back. No, but see, I see those headlines too. Y'all see them, I see them. We're like, what the hell? I'll be waking it up. You know that meme too, where the guy wakes up and it's like all green. He's like, oh, he's squinting. He's like, oh, he's waking up looking. I feel like that's me in the morning some days. I'm waking up and I'm squinting. I'm seeing the stuff. I'm like, what?
You're suddenly longing for the quiet dignity of the PP show. What I wouldn't give for a dildo slap right now.
I'm like, what the hell did I do, man? So that's where we're at right now. Oh, did it go down? Oh, did it halted again? Oh, it's halted. Well, that's where it was, right where that's where we're at the halt. See, I wait until the halt because if it's halted, it doesn't show the stuff. So it needs to be unhalted. I don't know why it does that. It just is. And so, yeah, there you go. That's where it is for now. That could go down. It's going down.
That could go down. It's going down.
It's going down.
The confidence.
In general, educational advice here in general, not specific to games. But remember, with all investments, okay, especially ones I'm involved in because they're inherently very risky, they go up, they go down. You can't explain that.
Oh yeah, PP's still around. He's still doing the show with the same guys all the time.
They go up, they go down. You can't explain that. No, but you should be aware of the risks going into any position. But again, especially ones I deal in because they tend to be extremely volatile. I like to think that I have a good sense of my thesis, but I get stuff wrong. I have historically. I will again.
Again, his thesis at this point is just Ryan Cohen will fix. It's barely a thesis.
In the future, could be.
PP's declaring he won every 4 hours on Twitter. Yeah, he'll like randomly search for incorporation for different companies with like Beyond or Teddy in the title and then post them and be like, we fucking won. So funny. Andronicus Khan says, I wonder how many people watching this stream, even if just subconsciously, had an oh no, I've made a messiah out of a moron moment. I would hope. KF Logan, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. How you doing? We are taking a look at, oh boy, Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill, sort of the cheerleader behind the GameStop meme stock thing. He came back today and did a cringe stream. We're finishing up watching him do that, and then we're doing other meme stock stuff. It's a fun time, so hang out, and make sure you go check out KF Logan 1875 here on Twitch. There was a link in chat. Hope you had a great stream.
I mean, it's always important for you to understand that, and I have to understand.
Kev says you're gay. True.
And that too, and so but. So I get a feeling. If I have this feeling, I act on it, and that's I mean I make that joke in one of my YouTube videos. It's
Winterberry Salad, thanks for the follow.
Feel, but it's like a confluence.
Why did he come back? Because he has decided to try and make more money. It's embarrassing.
Of factors, and the easiest way to just describe it is it's this feel that I have, and at the foundation in this case,
you need to incorporate a company called Teddy. They just sell books on financial literacy for children. Yeah.
My feeling, right, at the foundation of it is kind of that long-term outlook that this type of company has the prospects.
Why? Because hundreds of millions of dollars is never enough.
That it could work out well over the long term. In the short term, we'll see. But in the long term, like that's like the foundation of it. So it's like a collection of things, and but always risks. But honestly, I mean, you think it's a joke. I guess it's a little bit of a joke because that's based on feel. Whoa, let's see. Where's my... Do we do that? I mean, do we have questions to ask it? I mean, I'm not only... Oh, someone beat me to the 8-ball. I just saw your chat. So you beat me to it. I just reached for it.
He literally spends time just asking an 8-ball questions. Good use of your time, Keith.
I don't know what to ask it, though. I don't know what to ask. Can I ask an 8-ball? Can I? I feel like I can. I don't think that's problematic. What's the date today? The 7th? Oh, can I do charge? Oh, so wait. Oh, before I do the 8-ball. Oh, well. Can I show a chart? Can I analyze a chart? I feel like it can analyze a chart. You know, it's not a science. Can I look at the chart a little bit? Here, I'm gonna move this over. It's halted anyway.
He had 2 years to come up with something interesting to say.
Check out that chart though, huh? Can I do charts real quick?
There it is.
Y'all might have seen this too, but wasn't that kind of funny? Wasn't that kind of funny? Like it comes down to like right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that line right there. It came down. Well, I don't feel like drawing it right now. I'm just going to use this as the draw. Like, you get that? Oh, man, I'll draw it. Whatever. Do I have a lawyer in the room? No, but maybe I should. And I should give them control of that button. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Don't say that. Don't eject him. Eject him. Where's that button that I can press? Sorry, I'm only going to catch some of these. I'm going to catch the ones that are going through there. Don't do it. I know. Does the 8-ball constitute advice? Does it constitute advice? You know? Or, I mean, you play... You look at that. Oh, you see that one. You know what color that one is because you can't see it. Sorry, I'm jumping around here, but you know how my mind works. But was this one played today? Did someone play that and I didn't see it? It feels like someone might have played that. And I was like, oh.
Red Uno reverse because it's in the red. We get it.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that.
He's so dumb. No, he's a financial genius.
There's always that. There's always that. Do I have any others?
Isn't it incredible that the turning of like a fight, hundreds of millions of dollars have moved because of this man posting memes?
Oh, there's a couple. Those are the three. I feel like those are the three funniest.
The economy's stupid. I've decided. I quit.
Oh, okay. Wait. What was it? Oh, we'll do 8-ball. Well, hold on. Let me just get to the chart real quick. Wait, can I draw? Hold on. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Oh, I do. Right there. All right, look at that. Look at that. Right at 10. Huh? Look at this. It's like jumping up and jumping down. And it was like right there. This is all a test. But you see that, and then you see I'm going to do another one right there. I don't know. It's not a science, but you see that. That's bull. That chart was just bullish. You know, I feel like most technical analysts would agree with that. That doesn't mean something's going to automatically do something. Of course not. Technical analysis is wrong all the time. But it can be an indication of something. So you see that. I mean, no, we used to do charts. Back in the day. I think it can be fun. But anyway, I saw folks mentioning that. I had it open. I just wanted to check that out. But that's always fun. It's always fun to do. But you never know. It's always a test.
Alex says, but Hannah, we have a quota for cat girls in the upcoming revolution. For the last time, I am not a cat girl. That's not even close to the animal girl I am.
If it works, if it doesn't work, whatever. I always think that's funny.
Always putting me in a box. And that box is cat.
All right.
Marantz! We did it! He showed up. Hi, Marantz. How's it going?
All right, the 8-ball. First of all, I need to sip, though. Oh, well, we need to figure out what we're going to ask. Honestly, I don't know. Can you do... Oh, let me see.
After we were done with Keith, we were actually going to watch your interview with Martin Shkreli, Marantz. That's going to be fun.
Toss out some questions as to what we might ask. Oh, it's going down more. Oh.
Just got off work. What happened today? I assume you saw Roaring Kitty's lovely stream in which he did nothing for an hour. That's fun.
Oh, no. See? Technical analysis. See? It's going down more now. See? That's how ineffective it can be at times, right? You even pull up a chart sometimes. You even pull it up. Ugh. Forget about it. Will we end green? All right, that's one. Exercising, that's
Freeline
one.
says, what animal girl are you then? We need to know for costume reasons. No, you don't.
And will Celtics win? That's a great one. A lot of good ones here. Damn, I don't know what the appropriate one is. Is today the day to do it? Is today the day to ask this something? It does seem like that. Like there's a lot of moving parts right here. Huh.
Hey, NB Vixen, how's it going?
I don't know. Maybe today's not the day to do it. Should it be another day? I don't know. I don't know. It's down so much today. I don't know. I don't know about ending. Oh, now it's going fast again. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Because the question's got to be good. If all y'all remember, like, the question is really, that's the important part. You got to get it. You got to get that question right. And I see a lot of good ideas here, but I'm not sure what might be best. We'll see. I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna table this. Literally gonna table it for perhaps another time. I don't know. I need to think. I should have been thinking about what we might ask, but now I see so many different good options as to what the appropriate question could be. I'm not sure. Plus, I don't know if they've. I don't know. I don't think 8-ball constitutes advice, but let me double check. I want to double check on that just in case. Oh shit. No, do it now? Okay. Hope it still works.
Benikagami says, did I say I want to shove him in a locker? That has changed to me and him in the school parking lot. This man needs some public humiliation. Everyone must see A, the economy is stupid, B, what money does to people, so we stop making rich people a thing. And then with 50 bits, do you remember the Winklevoss twins from the Facebook movie? Yep, they made millions of dollars on the GameStop Saga Part 1. NFTs as well. Yeah, the Winklevoss twins are douches.
Oh, let me just, what was it there? What is the thing? There it is. Okay, let me think. Keep going, keep them coming.
Keenan, thanks for a 13-month streak.
Oh, I want to ask something. I know we often focus on price.
There's only 7 minutes left in this, by the way.
Which is understandable.
Then we'll get on to the
Is there a
Marantz
plan?
thing.
Could you ask, like, a fundamental one? Is there a plan? It seems like that's a hot debate. It's a hot debate. Maybe they've been doing nothing, you know? I think that's so fun. I think it's unlikely. But that doesn't mean whatever plan or whatever they're going to do is going to work out, of course, right? That don't mean that. But anyway, so maybe that would be a different thing where it's usually price action. Ooh. So many good ones. I don't know.
What's he even doing? Just stop.
There's a nice easy one. What should we have for dinner? Oh.
It's not even how Magic 8 Balls work. They're yes or no questions.
We'll wait. I'm gonna wait.
Do I wear PJs 24/7? A lot of the time. I work from home, being my own boss, which is nice. So often. These aren't pajamas, though. This is a dress.
We'll wait. So we table it.
I am wearing pajama pants, though, under the dress.
So at least we got the discussion going. We got the discussion going as to what the question should be. We got the discussion going. Plant some seeds. Let's think about it. Oh no! I'm not saying any of the right things. I'm saying all the wrong things right now. Where's that eject button? It might be time. Might be.
H-Baird with a link.
And
Am I okay? Oh, that would be am I okay? I don't know. I will say I'm probably not. I mean, I'm clearly I'm clearly cuckoo, you know? Clearly, right? I'm off. That should be apparent now. I think everyone...
Please don't sue me. I'm crazy.
Ball would agree with that, right? But it's kind of fun. I think there's some other off people who feel like me.
I'm not manipulating the markets. I'm just a wild and crazy guy. Again, I don't think he necessarily is doing anything illegal, just really questionable morally. This is fucked.
Gives me a sense of comfort. Yeah, y'all are off too. We're off together. You know, the crazy sticks together. Crazy sticks together in a way. Huh? Isn't there a sense of comfort in that? There is. I think. Honestly, I joke, but I think there is. All right. I think, let's see. Well, watch this. Watch this. I think for now, we're going to end the stream. I think we're going to end the stream now.
At 28, yeah, it was at
Let's end
60,
it.
I think, last night or after hours, I'm not sure.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's his fucking stream. Really embarrassing. And the price dropped. Not that surprising. So, yeah. Deep fucking value is really embarrassing now, which is a shame. At least before, again, like I said, he made a bunch of money, right place, right time accidentally, and then now he's this. What a shame. 67.50. Thank you, Morant.
There we go.
Anyway, speaking of Morant's, recently Morant's did an interview with Martin Shkreli. Now, to be clear, Martin Shkreli is, as the song says, Martin Shkreli is a son of a bitch. He sucks. He does suck. But I don't think Morant's is right on GameStop. So let's talk about this, shall we? Would I ever go to Sri Lanka? What's in Sri Lanka? I don't know anything about Sri Lanka.
Rants.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me clear?
Yes.
All right. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for pulling me up, Martin. Appreciate you.
Sure.
So I want to talk about GameStop fundamentals, and we could start at the beginning because I've heard.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to hit... I did listen to this earlier. I've already heard this. I'm going to try not to hit too hard on the revenue thing. People misspeak. It happens.
Last two calls, and you keep putting out the fact that GameStop lost cash over the last 2 years. Essentially, the last 2 years is what I want to focus on. The cash burn that was missing is the $250 million worth of marketable securities that they bought. So they didn't necessarily lose that cash. It just got switched out. That's why the cash position, the shareholder equity position, didn't shrink the amount of money that you're reporting there. So that's the misconception. GameStop hasn't lost. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. I'm just going to update my model here and pull it up on my other computer. Yeah. So last year, the company lost cash flow from operations, which has nothing to do with investments, right? It's operations only.
So when you look at it from that window, right, operations is one thing to lose cash. It's what they're supplementing with the cash loss. They're supplementing interest. So they're gaining interest from their cash position. So
again, there's him trying to sidestep the fact that GameStop is not a profitable venture and instead just say, well, they have a bunch of cash on hand so they can make money from investments that way.
Company is...
That's not their business model, but okay, kind of seems like if that's their thing, they need to be more open about it and say, all right, here's what we're investing in. We're explicitly not really functioning as a game place anymore. We're functioning as a fund.
Is not just operations, right? It's more than that. There's assets.
I just don't know. Sitting on $2 billion is not a good financial move, just sitting on it. Money that you're just letting sit there, you're effectively losing money, right? You should put that money to work doing something, getting a new venture, doing anything, improving your stores, training employees, paying your employees better, maybe.
That have value.
So far, they're just sitting on it.
That's why they have a thing called book value, shareholder equity in that case. So GameStop's not losing, they're actually increasing over the last trailing eight quarters. They've increased their book value, I would say, so shareholder equity.
Well, you can raise money. When you raise capital from the markets, you can raise your book value literally by selling stock, right?
But they didn't sell stock in the last 8 quarters. They haven't sold stock just the first time in 3 years. So
they just sell stock, and
yeah, we're not talking about that number. That number's not included on your model anywhere. They haven't even announced the completion of it, as in it's still, what, 305 million shares outstanding, not 351, or 306, I should say.
Well, you can do what some people call a pro forma, where you...
They've had the $1 billion for years, though, Killa, even before interest rates were raised. They raised the first, like, $1.5 billion or whatever off of the squeeze in 2021. Not even really a squeeze, pump and dump, whatever you want to call it. They've been sitting on it since the financial situation has been quite different.
Put it in there yourself.
That's how long they've just held on to the money and not done things with it.
So I still kind of, you're talking a little fast and I don't quite understand what you're saying.
You understand. You're a short...
H. Baird says, companies can significantly change. Kaiser Permanente, the insurance company, started life as a shipbuilding company. They made so many cargo ships during World War II that they put themselves out of business since freight lines didn't need to buy new ships for decades. And if they want to make that big of a swing, GameStop, they can. They certainly have the cash to do it. They just haven't given any guidance on what they're doing. It's kind of important as a public company.
Teller, you're a stock guy. You're a finance guy.
I just want to run this. I just want to run this by you again because I really don't understand what you're saying. And yes, I have been in the markets a really long time.
I know. So that's why when I talk to you with the language, I know you understand.
Yeah, listen. I'm asking you.
Sure.
They have a cash flow statement.
Yes.
Cash flow from operations is negative 203.7.
Familiar.
You agree? Okay.
Yes.
That means they lost $204 million, their business, last year.
Yes, from the business standpoint, but there's more to that than what you see.
Well, hold on. What part of that is inaccurate?
It's not that it's accurate. It's saying your statement in a window, right? So there's more to a cash flow chart than just the one line you're reading. So if you go down another step, it's going to show you cash generated from other activities, right? From investment activities. So there's...
Well, how'd they make money investing? Help me with that one.
How did they make money?
Yeah, they made money investing?
Sure. There's marketable securities. They make interest off marketable securities.
Top Scruffy, thanks for 9 months. The sub baby's name is going to be... Blowbert Moon. Blowbert Moon.
Okay, sure. Yeah. But that goes to the net income. That's on the other side of the cash flow statement.
Right. So on the other side, when you make a blanket statement to say that they're not
saying
they're not a profitable company.
I don't know if you're confused or not, but that interest. Okay, so that interest is in the cash flow from operations.
Right. So when you go to the, I'm just going to tell you balance sheet, right, per se, at the very end when it says your net profit for the company, I'm just going to tell you every year.
Not on the balance sheet. Profit is not on the balance sheet.
Oh, income statement. Okay. We'll go down the line. Okay. Income statement first. Income statement first. GameStop has a positive position, a swing profit of $319 million over the last year. Trailing 12 is profitable by $6.7 million.
They
again, he brings up the $6.7 million like it's good on like $1 billion something in revenue. That's terrible return.
I agree with you that on $5.3 billion of revenue, they had a GAAP net income of $7 million.
Sure.
That is 0% margin, but it is, something.
So when you swing it versus last year, the $319 million swing, you don't give anything for that, right? There's just there's no transition there. There's no headed in the right direction.
If
they're shrinking their footprint, they're losing less money because they're spending less money because their footprint overall is shrinking. Their revenues, again, are shrinking like from one quarter to the same quarter last year by like 30%. That's fucking terrible. Your losses are going to shrink because your margins are negative on the whole, right? But that's not good for the company because you're still shrinking and still not profitable necessarily on the whole. Fourth quarter, maybe they'll be profitable. First quarter's your worst, I know, but I just don't think it's looking good.
If they can be consistently profitable in 2024, I think that the market is already assuming that.
Yeah, and they are consistently profitable because of the one-timers, right? Adjusted EBITDA tells you this, that the one-timers they had to commitments versus to IMX and to other things, like these one-time cash outs. You know when they're telling you they're cutting down facilities, closing their fulfillment centers, shutting down all of Ireland, all of that taxation that they actually are selling off profit, the assets themselves, they're netting that profit. So for next year, right now, 2024 that we're living in, you're looking at $100 million worth of profit for this year.
Have they given guidance?
Yeah, well, that's already there.
Did they give guidance?
I like that in this interview, Moran says several times like things definitively as if his predictions that are personal are objective fact. He'll be like, they're going to make $100 million in profit this year. Based on what? Based on what? They made a $6 million profit last year, and they just squeaked that in. You think they're going to make that how many times over? Based on a smaller footprint and less revenue. Okay, great.
Written, yes.
When do they give guidance?
Read it. It's in the 10K. I don't think you've read the 10K.
Did they give guidance?
They didn't give guidance verbally. They gave it written. Go read the 10K.
So I've run publicly traded companies.
I'm sure you have, and you did it at a terrible level because you got prosecuted for it. All right, you can't run a publicly traded company anymore. You can't be a CEO anymore.
Hold on. Yes, I can. But
How?
let's talk about that some other time because it's not relevant here.
Oh, it's very relevant because you keep talking on your experience, but you're not going to talk on the fact that you've been.
Well, I created a $1 billion company.
Yeah, and you got criminally charged for it, like the way you run your company.
I didn't get criminally charged for that. I got criminally charged for something else.
One of us here is a felon. Not
That's
me,
fine.
it's you.
Marantz, you invited him on. Is this fair? Did you invite someone on who's a felon just so when you were losing the argument and you looked bad, you could be like, well, you're a felon? That's a genetic fallacy. I don't like Martin Shkreli either. It doesn't make you right about how income statements work. Like, come on, man. This just makes you look really bad. This just makes you look like a douche.
I know you are. It's your claim to fame. That's why you're here in the moment.
President Trump's a felon too now. You know,
is that what he is? Because it's not full. Did he go to prison?
Is a convicted.
Did he go to prison? Marantz, for the record, Trump is a felon. He's a felon. You don't need to go to jail to be a felon, to be clear, but I don't really care either way, so.
Felon, yes.
Is that who you're going to compare yourself to right now?
Yeah.
As a libertarian for that to play out, right?
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
So now we're still back on the topic of GameStop being worth $6. Can we get back to that?
I tried to. You brought up the personal stuff.
No, I'm just letting you know where you stand, where I stand with you. I've talked to you 2 years ago, and you don't remember. I talked to you out of your halfway house, and we were talking on Spaces calls every time that you were talking about AMC and Ape, and yes, we're like everyone else.
AMC went to zero.
We know, and we knew it was going to go to zero. We told the world about it.
Maybe you knew. Most people did it.
I've made 1,000 videos to say it. So
okay, good for you. I don't know who you are.
I know, Martin, you're going to act that way. It's okay. I have recorded phone calls.
There's a lot of people that thought that were bullish on AMC.
A flat earther debate vibe from Marantz on this. Yeah, he cares more about, how do I put this? He's more concerned with winning than being right. Does that make sense? Like, if he's losing, he doesn't care to be like, you know what, I was wrong on that point, let's move forward with this new understanding and my correction. Instead, he feels the need to attack the person he's discussing to deal with the fact that his ego is hurt by the fact that he was just corrected or said something incorrect. So he has to try and maintain a perceived upper hand in the discussion by, like, calling Martin a felon or whatever, which he is a felon, but, like, that's irrelevant to this conversation. It's just really, really weird. It's not good. And I'm not going to say I'm great in debates or conversations either. It's easy to get heated and get into stupid, monkey brain bullshit and just want to, make personal remarks or whatever. But that's, you're running a show. Have a productive discussion, or at least attempt to.
And they got hosed.
Yeah, but I just think it's a private equity play, right? So
AMC's gone down. They said it went to zero. It isn't. It's gotten diluted a bunch because Adam Aaron has diluted a bunch, but it's not at zero to my knowledge. I haven't really paid attention to AMC though.
I think private equity gets put out in front of you, and they put out misinformation to manipulate crowds and outcomes. And you would agree that that's how it happens?
No. What are you talking about? Private equity, like KKR?
Yeah, any of them. Yeah. Apollo.
What do they have to do with public markets?
You don't think they have anything to do with public markets?
Not really.
You just named a company like The Gap, where private equity is embedded in them, where they have debt of over $5 billion, long-term debt, $5 billion, compared it to GameStop, where there's zero long-term debt. And you're saying that's the company you'd rather be invested with?
Credit is not private equity.
No, that's who they're borrowing from. Like, think about it this way.
Well, these are financial firms.
Yeah.
In general, but yeah.
Yes. So who's willing to expand during an inflationary period, the macro environment you're currently in? It would be like death sentence to GameStop to expand right now, more so than to pay off their liabilities. You understand current ratio? Current ratio for GameStop is an all-time high. Rather than saying what the top line revenue has fallen off, understand that current ratio for GameStop is 3x. That means assets versus liabilities are 3 times better. The sheet is stronger than it's ever been. So it's not $6. I'll give you another thing.
Again, he's basing this pretty much entirely off of his belief that Ryan Cohen will fix the company miraculously, and they have a bunch of cash on hand that they're not currently doing anything with.
No, I'm going to give you another thing. $6, when we say cash, right? And we talk about and we're talking about shareholder equity. There's not a single company that you want to name that trades off of 100% of book value. They trade off of 1/5, 1/6. Like if I name Walmart, they're 1/6 equity per share, 1/5 equity per share max.
Of course, yeah.
So GameStop should be $30 if they're 1/5 equity per share. How's that rule work for everyone else, but not for GameStop?
People value companies based on earnings.
Based off earnings.
Yeah, broadly on fundamentals. Yep.
So when GameStop shows,
If I could make the meme stock people understand one thing, it's that the company you invest in is supposed to make money. Ultimately, under capitalism, you want the business to make money, to make profit. They don't seem to get that.
that they're a profitable company, like they already have. What is the bear thesis then?
Well, they
don't make money. The bear thesis is they continue to shrink. Their revenue is down and down and down. Their margins are shit. Gaming is continually getting more and more digital. Fewer people are buying physical games, which lessens, if not completely obliterates, the used game market, which GameStop primarily made its money from through most of its existence. There you go! Their shift to NFTs and Web3 completely face-planted and failed in a catastrophic way. What else do you need? They got nothing.
Last year, I don't see any guidance.
How did they lose money? We already established that they didn't lose money.
No, you didn't establish anything.
You keep talking about just
that you're establishing, but I see the number. It says
6.7 million. That's what it says.
203.7.
6.7 million.
That's net income.
Yes, I agree. It's a totality. You just can't grade a company off of one sheet.
So you can average them.
Off of one. The one thing he's talking about is the profitability of the company. That's actually, if you're gonna use one singular metric for a company, which you shouldn't, that's foolish, but if you're gonna use one, profitability is like a pretty good one to pick.
Average them.
No, I'm gonna average them and tell you what, this year, the trailing 12, moving forward is gonna be $100 million.
I like that he just says it. He just says it. It's just gonna be 100 million. They're gonna make 100 million in profit. I have no reason to think this. The revenues are down. But fuck it. They're gonna make 100 million.
12 isn't moving forward. It's moving backwards.
Well, watch this. No, I'm projecting it for you because quarter one's already been projected. Watch, quarter one's already been announced, right? They already did preliminary numbers for quarter one. You correct on that? GameStop. I know you don't pay attention to it, but 8K, you want to talk about it tonight. They just did an 8K 2 weeks ago before the offering, and they showed you that they're going to only lose $20 million versus 51 last year. That's $30 million positive for the trailing 12. So now...
Right, they're losing slightly less money because they were losing money with every sale on average. Every sale. Obviously, different items will have different margins, but by and large... For every dollar they were spending, they were losing money. They were operating at a loss. So cutting that loss down by selling less, by having less revenue, is good in the sense that your loss is less, but your potential profit is also less because revenue is down and trending downward. I don't understand how he, projects this forward and doesn't understand the result is an ever-shrinking company with a smaller footprint, less capable of building and making profit. I don't get it. It's like he focuses on specific numbers and then ignores the rest.
We're going to be at a $40 million company for the year on profit. Now we'll go with the next month and the next quarter and the next quarter. So eventually by the end, when they don't have commitments to IMF.
Yeah, it did end up being a 32 million loss as per today's filing, because this was based on their projections, which were, I guess, rosier than the reality.
When they don't have the one-timers that cost them money last year, they're going to be up $100 to $150 million for the year. Now we have a profitable company that makes cash, that makes money, and if you knew how they're actually attacking the liabilities, then you would understand the cash burn. The cash burn is just... Is
the Nintendo Switch 2 supposed to come out next year? Or not this year at holidays, right? Next year?
That.
So I'm wondering how GameStop's Q4 is going to go.
I see that they pre-announced 27 to 37 million of net loss.
Next year?
How did you not...
I don't think it was confirmed, but it's been a pretty open rumor.
I know this before this started.
I didn't.
That's my point. You're talking about GameStop and the worth that it is, but yet you don't even understand the current today.
I mean, it's still losses, my man.
Yeah, you do. It's not losses.
That's 27 to 37.
You're trying to judge a retail company based off of their quarterly, not the full totality of the year.
In the last 6 years, they've been profitable like one quarter for the 1 year, 12-month trailing, something like that. Come on.
Christmas doesn't happen in quarter 4 for most retail companies.
They don't have 2024 guidance, right?
For the complete year, no. I'm giving it to you.
You don't have the authority to give forward guidance. You don't work for the company. What are you talking about? I'm giving it to you. Look at me. I'm the CEO now.
You're giving me your estimate, right?
PS5 Pro might be this year. I don't think that'll sell that great. Relatively speaking, I'm sure it'll be fine, but like, I'm gonna be honest, as someone with a PlayStation 5, it doesn't even feel like we're in a new generation since the PlayStation 4. Like, I still feel like, what game do I need a PlayStation 5 for? I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of touch with gaming, but I don't know. The only game I've played that I'm like, okay, this feels kind of next gen is Spider-Man 2, and it's mostly because of the load times. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm giving you the guidance, yes.
I've mostly been playing Bethesda games on my Xbox with mods, so.
You're not giving guidance. You're giving
I'm telling you where they're headed, what they're doing.
You're giving me your analyst estimate.
Sure. I'm the only one, right? Because how many analysts cover GameStop?
There's a lot of analysts.
How many analysts cover GameStop?
Oh, okay, listen. You can't talk over me while I'm
We're
talking.
also getting an Xbox VR headset. That'd be great. Because they have the Bethesda games, and I want to play Fallout 4 VR so bad.
Okay, Martin, go for it.
Speaking of which, I'm a big physical media enjoyer. You all know my movie collection. This is just part of it. I'm in the middle of moving stuff, by the way, so sorry for the box. I'm working on... like, right now I have the top shelf up here that you can't see is, like, documentaries and classic films from generally the silent era or early sound era. This is horror, this is horror, this is horror, Doctor Who, and then down here are my foreign films, generally from Japan or Hong Kong. I'm moving all the stuff that isn't horror and moving the rest of my horror stuff up here. So this is all going to be horror. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, I'm a big physical media enjoyer. I own almost 3,000 movies. I buy games digitally. I'm a hoarder of physical media, and I don't give a shit to buy a game physically. Just saying.
The Wall Street consensus.
And you do movies digitally, but physical games? It happens. Everyone's got their special interest. I guess the point I'm trying to make is, just as physical movies have become a niche hobby, so are physical games. Game collecting is still a thing, especially classic games, and I think that'll continue. It's a great hobby. It's not my hobby, but I think it's awesome. In terms of, like, physical new games, though, I'm kind of doubting in 10 years they'll even really release them. Have I seen The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari? This is actually my Masters of Cinema 4K of Dr. Caligari. I watched it the other day, actually. Funny you bring that up. Very good film. Cesare, the Somnambulist. Anyway, would recommend. Become Dr. You must become Dr. Caligari! Anyway.
Is that they basically break even for the next few years. Maybe they can grow faster.
Netflix is no longer going to release DVDs and Blu-rays of their exclusive media. They hadn't for the most part anyway. I have one, like... They did the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things on Blu-ray, and they're actually great Blu-rays because they come in these cases that make it look like it's a VHS tape, which is fun. I think this is a great idea. I like little things, you know, and then the discs are in the VHS tape. They didn't for the next seasons, and it pisses me off. So I just own the first season of this and never get to own the rest, I guess. Shame.
It's not always right.
So, do you look at FINRA?
What about FINRA?
Okay, so FINRA consensus for Wall Street projects that GameStop's going to increase top-line revenue 15%.
Okay, I'm looking at Bloomberg.
Okay.
2025 fiscal.
Sure.
Down 10% for revenue. Down another 4% the next year.
And who is the analyst?
Let me take a look.
Michael Packer?
Give me a minute. You got
Are you
my...
gonna do another genetic fallacy? H-Baird says, a decade ago I bought a physical PC game because my internet at the time sucked. In order to install off the DVD, you had to sign into your Steam account and download 4 gigabytes of updates. Even physical games are digital downloads. Right? That's one of the reasons. Like, I'm really into physical media for movies because, like, this is mine. I own this. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I have a player that plays these, or a computer with a disk drive, I can play this. There's nothing more I need. I own the entirety of this series, or any of the movies I own. Games, unless we're talking classic games, which I understand, because I have some, like, GameCube games and stuff. But, like, most modern games, most of the data isn't even on the disc, so why would I care to collect it physically? Most of it isn't really there physically. So, I don't know. That's my personal thing. Nothing against game collecting. I think it's an awesome hobby. It's just not mine. My thing's movies. Also, I did a marathon of the Basket Case movies yesterday. Speaking of, I watched Basket Case 1, 2, and 3 yesterday. That was a fun triple feature.
Michael, you got Colin Sebastian, you got a couple other guys.
Nah, there's
Not
only
that many.
There's only
not that
two.
many
There's only
not
two,
that many
really,
analysts.
and they both work for
Three total.
yeah, 3. But two out of the 3 once worked for Wedbush. All right, so one works for Wedbush and the other one used to. I'm familiar. So what I'm telling you is the analyst is going to say the same thing you're going to say. They're going to place their bet against Brian.
Maybe they'll beat the numbers. I mean, I don't know.
They're going to, but you do know because you're sitting here talking about $6.
I don't know.
And yet, well, you don't know. I know that part.
I don't know what a company's future revenue and
I'm
earnings
talking
are
about
going to be. I
current.
don't know if you do, but
I'm talking about current. We're talking about current value, and yet you held a space yesterday where you got it wrong. Today you get it wrong, and you're going to get it wrong tomorrow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't even know that they had an 8K.
Yeah, well, I'm putting it in my model. These results look bad, to be frank.
Yeah, well, you should put in your...
Gatsby Cat, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Much appreciated. I have to use the bathroom real quick, so while I do, Chair will tell you about... Barbarella? Yeah, Chair will tell you about Barbarella. Be right back. That's a 4K of Barbarella. That was worth the money for sure. I don't waste my time and money. Don't worry about it. That was like $60. I've returned. I stepped on a Blu-ray. I stepped on this copy of Red Planet Mars. It's fine. For the record, I have like a pile of Blu-rays here. I don't just have Blu-rays all over the floor. Much as that would make sense. I do just have some right here that I haven't filed yet. I respect my movies.
In your model is the fact that Roaring Kitty...
Chair messed up and told us about Flash Gordon by mistake. That's not bad. Flash! He saved every one of us!
Is one man, not a movement per se, but that one man is going to destroy everything out there. So all your buddies and friends who put you up to this
Again, first of all your buddies and friends that put you up to this, conspiratorial mindset, unhealthy. Secondly, savior narrative with Ryan Cohen. Ryan Cohen's gonna change the entire financial market. Just complete delusion.
These charades that you do for interaction.
What are you talking about, buddies and friends?
I don't know. You tell me how you
friends.
show up every time. 2 years ago, you showed up. 2 years to the month.
I warned you guys, and you should have.
Who are you warning right now about GameStop? How about this? How about when you're wrong?
GameStop shareholders.
How about when you're wrong about GameStop? Because you are wrong about GameStop.
A couple things. First of all, check your tone with me.
Oh, yeah.
Grown-ass man, you can have an adult conversation. If you don't want to, I'll raise my tone.
I would tend to agree with that. Again, I don't like Martin Shkreli either. Marantz doesn't have very productive conversations. Put it out there.
And we can scream at each other.
Sure.
If you want to scream at each other, I'm more than capable of screaming. Trust me.
I know you're. Look at this guy.
If you want to have a civil conversation, we can do that. GameStop's forecast, glad you brought it to my attention.
Guys, by the way, I'm muted.
Is that they're going to generate 872 to 892, right? Versus 1.237 billion last year. The worst quarter in the company's history, down 29% year over year. Now, I understand that sometimes a company has to shed its bad properties, right? It has to reduce its crappy stores and get back to a place where, they're only, operating their finest stores, the most profitable.
I'm still muted.
Well, it's hard for me to sort of see that they're doing that, given that they're still going to lose a boatload of money. The margins aren't materially different. I mean, losing 50 versus losing 35, that's not, if that makes you bullish, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem that exciting. Maybe the next quarter will go better. I don't know. But so far, I wouldn't get that excited about this quarter.
Okay. Fair enough. And I do stand corrected on the tone. It's just I have a lot built up, just like you would assume I would, because I'm a GameStop investor trying to defend it to the world. So
I just invest.
The entire concept of defending your investment is so weird to me. Like, it'd be one thing if you were like a wealthy person moving markets and you had millions and millions of dollars in something. Like, I'm thinking like that time, I forget his name. He was a short seller that was shorting Herbalife. And he made a very public display of it in order to try and shift public sentiment, right? So I understand being public and defending your position if you are playing that big of a game. But GameStop people aren't. They're retail investors collectively trying to make money off of a pump and dump, effectively. So I don't see why you would need to defend your investment. Generally, if you're a retail investor, you just kind of set it and forget it, unless you're a day trader, That's its own problem. Even then, if you're day trading, weird to publicly have to defend it on the internet like it has dignity or honor that you need to defend.
Investing is not a personal thing. I mean,
it is for me. It is for me.
Maybe you should chill out. Because
I can't, Martin. I'm a GameStop and elitist till the day I die.
A lot of people have hundreds of investments in their portfolio, and they don't get that worked up about any of them.
No, I have two, and this is one that I truly believe in.
Little dog.
Nah, I'm way up. I came up 30% last year. Why am I down? I'm not down, and I'm green on GameStop. So
that's good.
I feel good about my investment. I feel good about the thesis moving forward. But if you understand that GameStop actually opened up 35 new stores last year, they closed 69, but that number is eventually going to go into the positive. They're eventually going to expand again.
That would be good.
And when they do that, that's going to be the moment that Wall Street gets it wrong, right? So
maybe.
And we've said this for years. They're going to get it wrong. It's going to happen this way, and it's not like some dream.
Confidence is important. You have to have conviction.
What strikes me with that particular statement is that Marantz is always confident to a fault. Like, he believes this as almost a spiritual or religious belief, that it's going to moass, or that it's going to go up in, like, a crazy amount, like, beyond just 60 or 80 or 100. Like, he thinks it's going to go, like, 4-digit numbers or something like that. Whereas Shkreli, who, is one of the people that, like, these people think is, like, evil and in on the conspiracy of short sellers and stuff, he's just like, yeah, you could be right. He has that ability to have a tentative position on something and recognize, yeah, I could always be wrong. Marantz doesn't seem to have that. There's not even a healthy part of Marantz that says I could be wrong. Even I have that part, to be clear. Everyone should. There's part of me that's gone, like, am I wrong about the GameStop stuff? I don't think I am, but I think there's maybe something a little wrong with you if you don't feel that a little bit about things you believe. You should never be 100% sure you're right about everything. That's not a good way to hedge your decisions, you know? You're gonna make bad decisions if you're that confident.
Conviction, but you don't know what the future is. None of us do.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? That's part of reality. That's part of investing. We don't have the future. There's a risk. If there's no risk, it'd be great, right? But unfortunately, I don't know what GameStop's next quarter is going to be. We can do our diligence, we can guess, but
Sure.
It's not really that easy to I don't know. I've been investing a long time, and every time I try to make predictions, I can do okay, but I'm not right every time.
Well, I know you're not right because I'm looking at it and you said it's $6 and you say, don't be stupid.
I think it's going to be $6. I think the company's worth $6. I don't see the retail business being profitable.
I've never seen a stock trade for 100% of book.
I've seen
No, but I'm saying realistically.
Hold on real quick. I've seen many stocks trade well below book.
Yeah, we have. And then what do? They get back to fair market value where they go way past it.
Sometimes they just keep going down.
Yeah, sometimes they keep going down when you're stripping assets and you're destroying them from within.
Again, companies just fail. Like, companies will just fail. I've used this before. Sorry for beating this metaphor to death. But the meme stock people, when they talk about short selling, are like people coming across a corpse being picked at by vultures and people assuming the vultures killed the guy. No. Generally, people short companies that they think are failing already, or at least have some belief that in the shorter medium term, the price of the stock is going to go down. They have some amount of confidence for one reason or another. The idea that people go into companies just to destroy them when they're already healthy doesn't make sense. That's not a good way to make money, to cripple a healthy company. It makes more sense to find companies that are already struggling and then short them because you have a higher likelihood that it's going to happen because you don't have to do anything. The company's already overpriced as far as you're concerned.
Private equity part that you play.
Penekagami says, I am 100% right about everything I am not wrong about. True?
There's plenty of industries that trade below book.
And not retail, right? You're saying retail's on a downtrend.
Well, typically what happens in retail is they end up getting debt and they end up, getting to this downward spiral.
Isn't that awesome? That we're not in that sector of decline?
GameStop's a company that, to me, I'm sort of shocked that they're going to have a sub-billion dollar revenue company. It feels like, sub-billion dollar quarter. It feels like they're going backwards. Eventually, maybe they will turn around and start growing. I hope so for your case.
Nah, the footprint's right. They don't have to grow per se. They just have to make more money, right? So if you look at it,
hold on.
They don't need to grow. They just need to make more money. Brilliant! Someone call Ryan Cohen. Ryan! Hold on, let me get my phone. Ryan! Marantz just had a great idea. Make more money! We did it! We cracked the code!
So for a 10 billion market cap,
sure,
right? I pointed out two companies in the same space, the Gap and
with $5 billion worth of debt.
Gap and Bath Body Works.
With even more debt, and they're run by private equity.
They're both profitable.
They're both run by private equity.
They're both probably eventually on the way out, because retail, I don't think it's, got a future. I mean, not that it'll have no future, but just specific stores. Like the Gap, I don't think people are going to the Gap in 10 years.
First of all, they're publicly traded companies, so they're not run by private equity.
If you think that. Let's name them, okay? If you want to go down this road, I know you want to defend private.
Do I still have his book? Did he explain what profit is? The book I have of his, the Teddy book, is on investing.
First of all,
go ahead.
They're literally public companies.
Yeah, you don't think public companies can be run by private equity?
They're literally publicly traded companies.
Sure.
They are companies that have a diverse array of investors.
Man, read the script all you want right now, Martin. If you don't understand this is bad.
Private equity. There's nothing wrong with private equity. I don't know.
Okay, there's not, but there are vulture capitalists out there. So when you think about let me get my point out to you. Let me get my point out to you. I know you are, but listen, that's why I talk to you. But when you think about private equity, let's take a company like Kohl's right now. Kohl's has a CEO that is Thomas Kingsbury.
Kohl's sucks.
Put there by private equity. He was put there by Selman and Kerr.
The owners get to name management.
Yeah, but that's private equity. They're the owners of the shares. It's not like they're publicly. The shares are not owned by private equity. That's how Bed Bath & Beyond got into their business. Big Lots. The list goes on and on.
It's a misnomer. You know, private equity means literally the company's private, right?
No, it does not mean that. That means that you can. No, listen.
I've been on Wall Street a long time. That's
no,
what
it doesn't matter what you say because there's LBOs, right? Leverage buyouts. So when companies go public, and you know this part, that's why I don't like it when you act dumb. Look at this.
How do we put this? I don't know much about financial markets. Like, to be clear, I think I've tried to be pretty open about that. I've been corrected about things before. I'm coming at this from an outsider perspective. As an outsider, I get the vibe that Marantz also started this very much as an outsider and is desperately trying to sound like he has intense technical understanding of the market, but he doesn't. Does that make sense? It feels like he learned like 4 or 5 concepts, and he thinks he knows the entirety of the market and how it functions, and he builds out his model of how it works based on those like 3 or 4 things. Does that make sense? Just a vibe I get. Jay Rodimus says, this is just tinfoil, and it's so fascinating. Literally cannot fathom a world where they're remotely wrong. So any information is inconvenient for them. There has to be a conspiracy, or the person they're talking to has to be answering to someone. It's as frustrating as it is utterly fascinating. Agreed.
I do.
Yes, private equity goes public. And when they go public, they plant their people.
Anymore.
Yes, I understand that. But they leverage the company on debt and they put with their people in place. This is AMC, right? Apollo and JP Morgan owned AMC in 2001, 2004, went public. What did they do? They put Adam Aaron in place, one of their guys, an Apollo guy, and then they leverage the company on debt, and then they just make money off the assets themselves. So everybody carves out assets at that point. But that's what Bed Bath & Beyond did. That's what Big Lots is doing right now. Big Lots CEO came from what? From every other company. You guys got to know these guys. The chairman of the board on Big Lots, just so you know, is actually the CEO of Kohl's. Selman and Kerr own the same thing.
Bath Body Works is only owned by publicly traded companies and hedge funds.
I love you.
What?
You know I do work, right? I don't know if you know this, but you're gonna
listen. I'm trying to stick to the facts. I'm not trying to tell you.
I know you are.
Bath and Body Works, Vanguard, T. Rowe, BlackRock, Third Point, Lone Pine, State Street, JP Morgan, Prime Cab, Geode, Steadfast, Champlain, zero private equity.
Okay, so we'll go to the first one. We'll go to the executive chair first. Let's see where she comes from. From Knoll Inc., Herman Miller Inc., and she used to work for Global Investment Banking, JP Morgan Chase. So she worked for JP Morgan Chase for 30 years, okay?
Okay.
I just want to put...
Okay. People in positions in finance, in administration of companies, are going to work for a variety of companies. That's like any career. If you're in a certain sector and you move jobs, as most people do throughout their career, you're gonna end up in different places. Someone who worked for JP Morgan Chase, going and working and being someone on the board or a CEO or something of a company like Kohl's, isn't a nefarious plan. Now, you might not like the system that we have or how it operates or how it affects people on a day-to-day basis, but to act as though it is a manipulative plan in which they go, we'll put you on the board of this company and you'll intentionally wreck it, that's insane. That is not how anything works. That's a bizarre worldview, quite honestly. Marcus Drake says, what a condescending prick, and weirdly, I don't mean Shkreli, right?
Put that out there. No, this has nothing to do with business. They don't understand retail. This is what you call the retail apocalypse, right? So,
well, the CEO has industry experience.
Oh, has industry experience. Okay. So then the next guy used to work for what they call Tiffany's and jewelry. That has a lot to do with Bed Bath & Beyond. I know it does. Or Bed Bath & Body Works.
Yeah, this is Bath & Body Works.
Yeah. Congra Brands was owned by Apollo. right? So we know that they're owned by Apollo.
Listen, private equity plays a big role in American business. What
I know,
difference?
but you're trying to play it off like if they don't have any influence on the outcome of their decisions of the company.
Not in the case of Bath and Body Works. They're all hedge fund shareholders.
In this case, for Bath and Body Works, these people that are in place right now just leverage this company to the nth degree. Do you know how much money that they're leveraged?
The company is growing and profitable. Which
how are you growing during this inflationary period when interest rates are sky high?
I can't say the same for unfortunately for GameStop.
You would never want to grow at the same time as GameStop. You don't want to grow right now.
You like shrinking.
If you have cash on hand, I guess I don't I understand you might not want to expand using loans and stuff right now because interest rates are historically, pretty high. At least relative to the last 20 years or so. But, they have $2 billion in cash, right? They don't need to take out loans if they want to do an expansion or put money into stores. So I guess I don't understand in totality why he's saying that. I understand why expansion is bad if you need to borrow. Because right now it's expensive to borrow, but they don't need to borrow. They have billions of dollars. So I guess I don't get it.
Think about this. I do like shrinkage. Right when I'm out of the shower. Listen, Martin. There was a board of director at GameStop, okay? We're talking about GameStop. Check this out for me. Just hear me out. All the board of directors were private equity. KKR, the whole business. And we know Bill Simon's one of them.
Why are you so obsessed with this? Who cares?
Just listen, and you're going to understand. Ryan Cohen comes in, does a hostile takeover, kicks out private equity. GameStop survives. They don't go bankrupt. But when you look at a guy named J.K. Schmack, whatever the hell his name is.
The only reason that GameStop has continued to survive is because the amount of money made off of the dilution of apes.
On the board of directors at Bed Bath.
That's how they have gotten the so-called war chest of billions of dollars is by diluting
Bath and Body Works
to the delusional.
He's previously GameStop because he was previously private equity put there to destroy the company. He's at Academy Sports and Outdoors. They're there to leverage the company and destroy it as well. From within.
You don't like private equity. You got it.
No, how could you? How could you name a retail company?
They make money? I don't know.
No, there's 154 retail companies that have gone out of business since 2016 because of private equity.
Or maybe a lot of retail business, especially in the category killer sector, can no longer stand up to modern consumer wants, especially in the face of things like Amazon. Therefore, they're failing at a quite high rate.
It's so
no, they've gone out of business because it's a shitty business.
Wrong. When you leverage your assets,
have I seen the Behind the Bastards on the Finders cult because that infiltrate and destroy theory of Morantz sounds like a game they'd have done? No, I haven't seen that episode.
Go ahead and
listen to that episode.
Off all your properties and lease them back from a private company, real estate company, and you're not going to think that's going to matter?
Look, I mean, if no private equity company wants their company to go bankrupt.
They all do. That's what they're doing.
No.
There's one company that wins here. It's called Amazon. Everyone else loses. Yes. They all make money based off of the assets they sell, everything they carve out. There's a book out there. I know you read books.
I've done private equity.
I think most people are aware that Amazon is pretty fucking evil. It doesn't change the fact that that's one of the reasons GameStop is not profitable.
I know you.
You can be like, they're morally not good. They're not good on a broad level. Amazon having this much power is not good for workers or the economy as a whole. It doesn't matter. It's not illegal. Unless they decide to get out the trust buster hammer and break Amazon up. Not much you can do. So the material reality is that your market share of GameStop is getting absolutely devoured by digital gaming and even people who order physical games ordering them on the internet through Amazon. Doesn't matter if you don't like Amazon. They're there.
Nobody wants their...
Oh, I'm aware of Behind the Bastards. They're great.
Read the book. Read the book called...
He's trying to convince a seasoned investor that his elderly pony is a winner.
Caesar's Palace Coup.
Listen, I know...
Shkreli's a shitty person, but I would bet money he knows more about markets than Morantz.
You're talking about, it's generally the playbook for private equity is to improve the business.
That looks like a delicious melt, Catalina Gearbox. Well done.
Have it succeed.
How could you say that with a straight face?
What are you, crazy? Look at Sycamore Partners.
Am I crazy? What's the mortality rate? Okay, what's the mortality rate for a private equity? I would tell you hospice center. Or anywhere like old folks' home.
Now I think you're like...
No, I'm asking you. It's statistics.
I think you're like seething for no reason.
No, I'm not seething, Martin. Don't do that.
Let me finish.
Yeah, but don't trivialize what I'm telling you right now. Don't do that.
I am trivializing because I don't think it makes sense. But Sycamore Partners is the most well-known, most well-regarded.
What brand of shitty is Shkreli? Jacking up prices on life-saving medication shitty.
Retail private equity. They do the best job. They buy companies and then take them public. They fix
I know,
them,
Mike.
take them public.
Shkreli isn't a good guy, but Marantz doesn't know what he's talking about either.
They're not trying to go bankrupt because their limited partners would be furious. Because let me finish.
The guy we can see is Marantz. The guy whose pictures are all around Marantz is Shkreli. I can't believe you guys don't remember Martin Shkreli. This happened like 5 years ago. It wasn't that long ago when he was like in the news.
When you buy a company for $1 billion and take it public for $4 billion, you make your partners a fortune, right? And
I'm familiar with 2 and 20.
You get your fat payout and you're happy.
Yeah, it's that guy.
2 and 20, yes.
When you buy a company for $1 billion and it goes bankrupt and you try to salvage the pieces and you get $200 million out of it, it sucks.
Okay, so
you do have to try to salvage it.
So now that you're talking about LPs and GPs, and let's talk that out for a minute, okay? So
okay.
I'm a GP.
I don't know what this has to do with GameStop, but
well, it has everything to do with GameStop because
if you say so.
Well, because private equity was in GameStop and Ryan Cohen kicked them out. And now they're trying to destroy it from the outside
history.
in.
What difference does it make?
What do you mean?
We're talking about the stock now.
Yeah, the stock now is fighting what? Logistics? Let's think about it. Final delivery. Let's talk about GameStop.
Stock now is fighting the fact that it's overpriced. Bittergrin says, how did this conversation come to happen? Why is Shkreli talking to a meme stalker in the first place? I think they had talked 2 years ago as well. I don't know the actual origin of this actual conversation.
For a second. They used to use freight via Yellow. And they can't use Yellow because they went bankrupt. And that was Apollo run company. And when you look from the outside in, now they're using direct from store to store omni-channel marketing and sales. They have same day delivery and they're using Grubhub instead of the actual freight itself. This is how they're becoming a better business.
Wait, GameStop is using Grubhub to deliver things? That seems not tenable in a long-term solution. That seems like really, really expensive. J. Rodimus says, I was sitting on this, but someone said seething, so now I have to. I've seen this. You are coping and seething.
You are coping.
Oh, Polte had Shkreli on.
Coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.
Take that, Marantz. You were the sad woe Jack. That means you lose.
Well, look, I mean,
The internet's a stupid place, isn't it? It really lays bare the absurdity of the human condition. We're all just shitty monkeys.
I hope that they become profitable.
No, I'm with you on that, but I don't want you to just step over it and marginalize what I'm saying to you.
Well, it's up to me to decide how much.
I know, because it's your space, right?
No. Listen,
there's 1,000 people here that want to hear what I'm about to tell you.
Listen, man, you got to be. I can do what you're doing. I'm very good at it. I'm trying not to be that guy. If you want me to be that guy, I will. I'll be annoying. I'll be really sharp and tart with you, and I'll run circles around you. But what I'd rather do is try to have some meeting of the minds. So you sound like you have half a brain. The company's shrinking. The company's losing money. The company's worth $10 billion. The companies that are worth $10 billion need to be profitable. They have to make huge strides, almost I would argue impossible strides, to get to a place where it makes sense to buy the stock for the price it's at. Like I said, there's an array of companies you can buy for the same price that make money, that grow, that do all the things that are normal. And the reason that you're paying $10 billion for this is because it's an inflated price because of social dynamics. Without those social dynamics, stock would be at like 10. And that's, you can sort of divine and like create reasons to be bullish on it. Most of them are kind of hope-based. Maybe they'll come true, maybe they won't. I don't know.
I hate that I'm having to agree with something that Shkreli is saying.
But
yeah, that's pretty spot on.
I'd much rather not have to pay that tax that Hope tax is like a 50%, 100% tax. Why pay that tax when you can find a stock that's undervalued?
Thank you for that, Martin. You don't have to mute me to get your point across. I promise you. You just say, "Hey, Marantz, keep it down for a minute," and I'll keep it down for you. Here's what it comes out to for me. I gave you the measurables, right? This is how like values measured on the stock market. Measurables. People use all different measurables they want. I'm using book value as an indicator or as a price anchor for what the actual value is. 1/5, 1/6. No company trades at 50%, and it's a profit. No, listen, you didn't let me finish. And it's a profitable company, and it has the social sentiment that GameStop does, right? The recognition, the brand recognition.
I wonder what he's going to move the goalpost to after this year is done, and if they don't post another profitable year. Because again, they were just barely profitable last year. 6 million on like $1 billion something in revenue. So not good. But ever since then, he's really latched on to they're profitable. 1 quarter is slightly profitable per year.
Loan is worth more than what you're giving it value for.
You know, if they were profitable, that cash flow from operations would be a positive number.
So what are you going to say next year when they are profitable?
I think if they're profitable next year,
are we having another? Are we going to have another Spaces call?
You'll have a lot to crow about.
I know I do. But
you will. Okay. You will have a lot to crow about.
There you don't know.
GameStop is adding Blu-rays and DVDs, by the way. I don't know if other people heard that. You all know I'm a big fan of physical media. So I'm excited once that happens to go in and take a look at their selection. It's probably going to be shit. But it will be interesting. Something I can talk about with experience.
They'll be profitable this year. I don't know if they'll be profitable this year. The company hasn't said they'll be profitable this year. You hope they'll be profitable this year. They lost $250 million last year. So they have to make $250 million more than they did last year, and the Q1 doesn't help them.
They don't have
they're already 30 in the hole from that. Q1, they dropped 29% in revenue. That's the biggest revenue drop in the company's history. Now, again, I understand they're pruning stores, but 882, I'm just looking at the model. I mean, it's bad. 882 for the first quarter is the lowest quarter in I don't know how many years. They haven't had a quarter this bad. Now, again, maybe this is what they need.
Maybe buy 10-year U.S. Treasuries to paper over the losses.
They need to skinny down to those very positive, cash flow positive stores. And maybe, like you said, they lost 55 last year. They're going to lose this quarter.
Yeah.
They're going to lose
51.
30 something this year. Mm-hmm. And that's a very small improvement. Maybe that'll translate to more improvements every quarter, a 20 million each quarter. Maybe last quarter it'll be even a 50 million improvement. That adds up.
They're going to try and be a disc replay, and it's not going to work, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if they didn't talk to any physical media people before deciding to have GameStop do DVDs and movies. As the demographic for people who buy movies used and new, selection is a big thing. GameStop stores are already really full with like Funko Pops and the video games and all the other merchandise. If I'm going to look for movies, it needs to either be a really specialty shop, like I'm not going to use names because it's a local place and I don't want to dox myself, but like there's a local place that has a very small selection, but they're like a hardcore nerd horror store, so they have like maybe some obscure stuff, they have a lot of stuff on VHS, so I'm fine with them having a smaller selection because they're more niche, so the stuff they have is like a specific kind of movie. The other place I go to in town that's a used DVD place has a huge selection. A store 3 times as big as any GameStop I've ever set foot in, and almost every square foot is covered in DVDs and Blu-rays. When you're shopping for movies like that, if you are someone who collects, you need a big selection because there are so many movies and so many DVDs. If you just have at GameStop one shelf, like this big of movies or whatever, this isn't even worth getting in my car and driving to the store. Like, why? It's not worth it. There aren't enough to look at, you know what I mean? So I don't think that's going to help them at all. If anything, it's just going to take up floor space, and I don't think they're going to sell nearly enough. I don't think they're going to be profitable on their DVD stuff.
Not profitable. And then, inevitably... Right, I mean, 250, you do the math, negative 250, plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, plus 50. That's still negative 110.
Martin, it's so easy to judge a business based off of the macro environment that they're stuck in, right?
I have nothing to do with the macro environment.
You don't think so?
Saying,
what's consumer spending? What's the CSI rate?
Let me finish. I'm just saying that Q1 is 20 million more profitable than last year.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. Of course it is.
I mean, we're sitting here talking about GameStop's worth $6, right?
Yes.
So, but according to the metrics that you're measuring, it should have been bankrupt and gone 2 years ago.
Well,
it was negative $500 million for the year.
You can, I mean, if you lose 150 a year, which has been their average, it would take them 8 years to lose all their money.
Okay. Is that how you do your math?
I mean, that's literally 8 times 150, right?
Yeah, but that's not the right math.
Well, okay.
In my universe, they're going to start making money every year, even though that's probably not going to happen, but in my head it is.
Why don't you show me how to multiply?
Well, look at it. Look at the assets and tell me how they're shrinking, or are they increasing?
They're shrinking. The
assets?
Well, the revenue is shrinking.
I know.
I think GameStop will buy and resell movies. They already announced they're gonna, I think. It's gonna be a shit show.
No. You keep talking about revenue, but we can always talk about profit.
It's important
right?
in the business.
No, profit is important. Just
Revenue
because you price anchored revenue.
You can't have one without the other.
Yes, you can. Let me explain. I'm explaining to you. No. You can't have growth without the other. But here's the difference.
You need revenue. You need, that's something that you need.
You're price anchoring the growth because they were overstored, right? This is why I talk about private equity. Private equity went into GameStop and overstored them. They opened up 7,600 GameStops. They didn't need them. They're down now to where they can actually become profitable, where they're supposed to be.
Let me ask you a different question. Let's try this. What do you think the 2024 revenue will be?
$100 million.
This is the part where he confuses revenue and profit.
2024 revenue.
$100 million.
He's so confident in what he's saying, too.
Revenue.
Revenue. Not profit, Moran. It's revenue.
New. $100 million.
Sorry. Everyone misspeaks. It happens. But the confidence is pretty funny.
Okay, so revenue is sales. And the
are you talking about like overall like top line revenue?
It's revenue. What do you mean? As opposed to what?
I'm so sorry. When I see revenue, I think about profit. I apologize.
When you see revenue, you think about profit? That's weird, because those aren't the same thing. Revenue isn't profit. Kind of explains the situation you're in, isn't it?
So let's talk about revenue. I'm in the world of different sales. So go ahead. You saying top line revenue?
Morantz has been here. You were just waiting. I missed you, Morantz. Morantz says, revenue is profit in the advertising world. I'm a previous executive for Gannett Advertising. That's why I said revenue of 100 million. I was thinking one way. I said earlier, people make mistakes, but also, like, you're talking about stocks. You've been talking about stocks for years. Probably use the correct verbiage.
Let's just call it 5 billion.
Okay, so I don't see how they
Also, why do you think they're going to be $100 million in profit this year?
can get there, because if you look at Q1, they've said 882, right?
Sure.
That's down 29% versus last year. Okay, so if Q2, how much down do you think that will be?
I don't know. You seem to like the number 25 a lot.
Well, they were down 29%, right?
Sure.
Did I order the Sadness from Vinegar Syndrome? That thing is selling like crazy. I don't even think I've heard of it.
That's the big revenue drop.
Any game.
One sec. Let me pull that up, actually. Because I know they just had their halfway to Black Friday sale. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie. Shudder original? $30. I don't know if I have points right now for them. I'm broke as shit right now, so I'm not buying Blu-rays and stuff at the moment, but I'll keep it in mind. Oh, it's a zombie movie? I'm not big on zombie stuff, but...
Games coming out Q2? Probably not. Yeah, maybe they lose, 25%.
You do GameStop math? I thought you knew. Oh, did you pick that up from Terrence Howard? Because that would explain a lot.
Okay, so I just gave them 20 for the benefit of doubt.
Sure.
And then I did that for the rest of the year.
Sure.
Maybe I'll lighten it up to 15, and then I'll lighten it up to just 10. That is 4.3 billion.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. 4.3 billion. You think that number's coming in?
That's the number I'm getting. I don't know what you think.
It's okay. Now watch this. Now that they lost, $650 million from 2022 to 2023, how much growth?
Ben Kagami says, the fact that people were wrong about how quickly GameStop would die means nothing. The doctor being wrong about you having 6 months to live doesn't change the fact that you're dying from cancer. Not to mention, the only thing that really materially changed was they got a bunch of money from investors through the dilution that happened back in 2021 and now the 2 rounds that have happened recently.
Gross profit did they make versus the previous year?
It's been pretty flat.
Pretty flat?
Yeah.
So hold on.
Profit.
They lost 650 million top line revenue and they're still flat on profit. They made profit, but they're flat on profit.
Yeah, gross profit, yeah.
Yeah. So my point is, to have increased profit and top line shrinking, let's just shrink it a little bit more and maybe we make some more profit.
Well, eventually you can't shrink it to 0.
We know that. That's called capitulation. That's where we actually change and we go the other direction. So I'm asking.
So how much? So you think that 100 million is the profit for GameStop?
I'm ballparking. I'm being fair.
No, that's perfectly fine. I mean, if they can do 100, 20 times earnings is 2 billion.
Sure.
Okay. And the 2 billion they have is 4 billion.
Yep.
They have 300 million shares outstanding. So that is a $12 stock, and I would not want to be long it.
A $12 stock when you're going just 100% on what you see, because
Just on what you see, do you believe your lying eyes? Or do you believe me, Marantz? Literal bag holder. Peoplord says, trying to make a decision, but I can't remember. Is the Nostalgia Critic on YouTube one of those evil guys? Yes. I've got a bunch of vibe bias to properly research this. Took some bits from my pocket. Uh-oh, all flesh kind. God damn it. Yes, he's shitty. Doug sucks.
there's no sentiment there, right? And there's no supply and demand.
Sentiment is not something you can sell to somebody.
Okay.
Right?
How about supply and demand? Could I sell that to you?
Of course, but
Okay.
as a long-term investor, I try not to worry about sentiment and that stuff when it could come and go very easily, as you know.
So who do you think's selling? I'm just curious. Because it's not Roaring Kitty, it's not myself, and it's not Ryan Cohen.
I don't think about that when I invest. I think about, is this company making cash flow? What's that cash flow worth? What am I willing to pay for that cash flow? And listen, I think you can be much more generous with 100 million.
Oh, I know I can, but I was just ballparking for you.
Let's assume they grow the following year to 200 million. And then we give them a very generous multiple.
When GameStop goes bankrupt, how bad do you think these guys will lose it? Oh, that's a while off. They have billions of dollars now that have been handed to them. It'll be a while.
Can I make an announcement?
I can't imagine they would take it well. Well, that's a long way off, so who knows?
GameStop
you're cutting
You're green. How is that bag holding? Have you sold any?
me off.
Oh, no,
Because if you're holding the bag and you aren't selling it,
just want to tell you an update right now. GameStop's up
maybe you've
8%
drank a lot
right
of
now.
coffee or something like that.
No, GameStop's up 8%.
sorry,
right
let me
now.
translate it to ape language. Diamond Hands over here.
Oh, we're talking.
I'm on
It's still going. Now it's up
trying to
9%.
finish the thought.
Okay.
So let's say 200 million for 2025, 30 times earnings.
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to mute. That's 6 billion. Add 2 billion for the cash. That's 8 billion. 8 billion divided by 300. My cat is literally on my computer right now.
Awesome.
It is $27 stock. It's roughly where it's at now.
Yeah.
So they need to, right, so that's no upside.
Yeah, I know. That's also considering no cash infusion.
Listen, I don't know why you like interrupting me, but so if they can somehow, that's including their cash, right? 2 billion plus 6 billion. So if they can go from losing hundreds of millions of dollars a year to making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, literally, which is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. The stock has no upside. They would have to get to 3 or 4 or 500
Marantz, did you watch Keith Gill's thing yet? How did you feel about it? If you're still here, which you probably are.
million in earnings every year.
So we'll be there.
Which is possible, hopefully, right?
I know, but so wait, that's possible. So now we just went from $6 in 2 years. Now we're up to 27. So I love where you're headed.
No, like I said, I been doing financial analysis for 25 years. It's very easy to dream yourself up the rosiest scenario. I don't think it's going to happen. You think it's going to happen. That's what markets are made of. I hope that you're right for your sake. I don't have an axe to grind here. I think I'm right, of course. There's bragging rights in my case involved. You have an investment. I wish you the best with it. But I'd rather not pay for a turnaround that hasn't happened yet, especially, I know you think the world of management, but to me, the NFT boondoggle does not fill me with confidence. If it were my manager, I would be, some people talk about a long leash or a short leash. My leash would be getting shorter on Ryan after that NFT boondoggle. I would have given him a long leash and said, yeah, man, fix the company, do whatever you want if I was on the board.
Okay, right. I have a question, Martin.
After this, I'd be tightening the leash and saying, well, Ryan, that NFT thing didn't go so great. I hope you can figure out what's going on before I lose even more confidence and have to find a new CEO.
So, Martin, I have a question for you, because you were a CEO of a publicly traded company, and I'm sure you made a lot of wishes or promises to people. And I'm sure one of your selling points was the fact that, you're in your 30s and you're running a billion-dollar company.
Sure.
And you have so much runway in front of you. And you can make mistakes. In business, there's a mountain full of mistakes. There's clear Pepsi at one point, right? So sure. I think about it like that. I treat GameStop...
NFTs or Crystal Pepsi wasn't on my bingo card for today.
As in, Ryan can make a mistake.
No,
he can bounce back from it, too, because he's young enough with enough money in the bank and enough runway.
What's the story on the CEO and NFTs? Basically, Ryan pushed GameStop to get into NFTs and Web3 stuff, and all of that obviously collapsed. So
that I'm
basically a big waste of time and money for everyone involved.
To invest with a 30-something-year-old billionaire.
Now, let me say this. Mistake after mistake after mistake, you tend to lose confidence. So he doesn't have that many mistakes left. Another big boondoggle like NFTs, I wouldn't. Now, listen, if he comes out with some genius move, as you know, I'm friends with Palmer Luckey. There's a partnership there to sell a new piece of hardware. Maybe that'll add to growth.
Did you go ahead and check it out already?
I knew about it well before everybody else.
There you go, the Mod Retro, guys. It's the new Game Boy.
Yeah, I knew about this months before anybody, and
like a little emulation machine or something.
I was one of the first people around the Open Oculus and Android and all these things. But point being that, look, I hope he can figure it out. The last yardstick I can use on the guy was this NFT boondoggle. If he can come up with something great, it'll remove that memory. You'll never think about it again, right?
Hey, well, let me thank you for your time, okay, Martin. And I just want to say this as I exit, that you'd be a hell of a friend to have if Lucky Palmer's your friend, and he just signed a deal.
Palmer Luckey,
he's your friend, and he just signed a deal with GameStop, and they have a new product coming out. And here you are saying that GameStop's worth $6. What type of friend are you?
It has nothing to do with
I find that interesting, as if your friendship changes the material conditions of the market. What are you talking about?
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
GameStop's just a distributor.
Yeah, that's all they are. All right.
Yes, they are a brick-and-mortar store with a website, but they are a distributor, correct. What do you think their business model is? They're a retailer. They distribute the products of other people. They might have a few things with their name on it, but they're primarily a retailer. What does he think GameStop does?
That they distribute his product.
Ride the wave while you can, even for you and your interaction. Good luck with you, punk.
What a weirdo. Look, GameStop is
I'll leave him right where he's at, bro. Leave him right where he's at. Yeah, no time for that kid. Over here saying, Palmer Luckey's my buddy. GameStop this, GameStop, Ryan Cohen, he's a failure. And then here you are, riding the dick that is GameStop in this mountain that we are. Let me tell you guys something. I didn't even read the chat one time. I had the screen on the other side. They want no product. They want no part of me, guys. I got that guy to turn his shit from $6 to 30. Oh, wait a minute. We're back at 30. Keep doing your financial analyst there. Martin Shkreli. I told you guys, I'll talk to the kid every chance I want. We've been live for 4.5 hours, Martin. I was live for 4.5 hours doing that. On my feet. I don't have a seat. Oh, you're sitting there talking about my cat's on my keyboard. Hold on, let me Google.
I like that he hung up on Martin just so he could shit talk him to his audience.
The AK. How don't you know this shit in your head before you have 1,000?
Why didn't you say this when he was talking to you? Is it because he would obviously have rebuttals to the things you're saying?
People in there talking that bullshit. I already told you guys, I'm GameStop till the day I drop.
That's not a good way to look at any investment. I think you're way too attached to a financial investment. It's not a member of your family.
I don't understand why people can't get this out of their head. GameStop's the most profitable company they don't want you to know about.
It's the most profitable company they don't want you to know about. What the fuck does that even mean?
They deploy guys like this who are private equity, who are short sellers. He knows the language I'm speaking. And he acts, whoa, hold on. What did you say? What do you mean? What I mean is individuals like you that are deployed by, he worked for Kramer, for goddamn sake. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. They manipulate media, guys.
Sassy P with a $49.99 super chat, which is incredibly generous of you. Thank you. Says, I'm investing in Chair. Chair appreciates it. Chair does not give dividends.
They use YouTube, they use Twitter, they use Discord. Except he doesn't know I'm recording. He doesn't know the platform I have. He doesn't know shit about me. He doesn't know. Guys, at the beginning of this stream, look at 4.5 hours ago, I played clips of Martin Shkreli and his interview that we did from years ago, 2 years ago. I have all the receipts. I have everything, Martin. You're not built for this shit, kid. You come when the wave's there. You know, have you ever tried to catch a wave and you're surfing? You ever seen those guys who have to position themselves and get ready for this wave to come? That's you. You know who I am? I'm fucking Tom Hanks, bro, with a ball named Wilson. And I'm right there just flapping in the damn. Yeah, but I'm surviving for 4.5 years on an island. That is.
I don't feel like this metaphor makes you look good.
GameStop.
I just want to point out, I'd rather be a surfer catching a sweet wave than a castaway. Tom Hanks did not have a fun time in the movie Castaway. For the record, it ruined his life. H-Bird said he worked for Kramer. Seinfeld clip.
I'm out.
And I'm going to come out bigger and stronger than ever. You don't have a clue. You don't have a goddamn clue what GameStop is. And if you guys are here for the first time, welcome to it. Welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of
welcome to Marant's Rants. Welcome to Marant's Rants.
Motivation, whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Martin Shkreli can't see me.
Welcome to Marant's Rants. No advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow. That knowledge is flotation. You want to learn? Well, you came to the right place. You're pumping AMC. Might get slapped in the face.
This song is the best part of the show.
To due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all. The wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight pack and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man. This is just the beginning. All fellow Simeons, GME group singing the truth. We just chilling, infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marant's Rants. A lot of knowledge, but no advice on.
So that's Marant's. Also, I looked at this earlier, and it was a video he did, and it was kind of weird. It just came off like a weird religious sermon. It was just listening to music all about how much money they're gonna make, and then he'll say some stuff, but then it's more music. As someone who grew up going to church from time to time, it came off as a sermon.
20 hours. It says June 7th at 9 a.m. Is that 20 hours from now? Am I tripping on something? Bro, it is. My God. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 12 p.m. your time. He's going live right at the damn power hour. He's not books, guys. That
So he talks, he does this thing, he talks about gamma ramps.
And fun. There it
is.
Companies. And I grew up wanting a handy. I wanted it right underneath the table when I was growing up, but you know what? She never did it. I'm still here with you, though, guys. GameStop.
People Lord says, will I be able to open an offshore shell corporation with Chair? I plan on having to use blackmail. I have Chair's real name, Squints eyes suggestively. Yeah, they're on board for that.
Stop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop.
What, do I need to go back for that to be reiterated? People are like, what the fuck?
Up, touching the sky, the cup, here's the... Yeah, are we cult members now? We might be. We might be the rich-ass cult members. That's what we might be. We might just be the dudes walking to the bank when GameStop is popping off at the charts right now at $44 again, reaching up, touching the sky, the cup, here's the handy. Are we going to get past it? I grew up wanting a handy. I wanted it right underneath the table when I was growing up, but you know what? She never did it. I'm still here with you, though, guys. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. You know what I forgot to do at the beginning of the stream? I forgot to tell you this. Welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Let's go get it. GameStop.
Dude, he'll just like, he just gives like a hype up speech, and then there's just like minutes of him just like kind of like chilling with the music.
Welcome to Marant's Rants. No advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertold that knowledge is flotation. You want to learn? Well, you came to right place.
Million shares traded back and forth today.
Back to the motivational speech.
We're looking at a market cap of over 14 billion. Giving this away during the live stream. This is
giving away silver. Now we're back to another song about meme stocks.
And we never stood taller. Yeah, we do this for love and we do this for honor. Apollo 11 ain't got nothing on us. We the planet of the apes and in MOS we trust. MOASS.
See what I mean? How this has the vibe of like a sermon from a Christian church? Like the motivational thing, kind of a Christian pop song, but in this case, instead of being about how great Jesus is, it's about the MOAS. Like, you know what I mean? It's got this weird tone.
So fucking yes, gonna send it into space, go fire up the jets.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you guys.
This is the way gonna be.
To be clear, I'm describing a very particular brand of Christian church that is progressive enough to have, like, Christian pop music. So it depends on the churches you've been in your life, but a very particular brand of church.
Money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now.
Go watch these yuppies. Go watch these babies. Bro, I'm out here spitting. And you're over here talking about team Tindy man. 5%, guys. Calm your tendies? Tendy tits? Tender tits? My nips are erect.
Mine too, Marantz. Mine too.
I don't know what to tell you guys. If you can't see him through the shirt, this is they're called the Haas. The Haasco. If you guys are not familiar with Haas, the Haas here, the Haas company website, Google it. Be the Haas, right? I got the bracelet on. But these guys actually invest the money of the company into GameStop. So what the hell do you think I'm doing? I'm going over there and I'm buying. They own shares. They own everything. They support us.
So now he's talking about a company that buys shares in GameStop. Good business decision.
He's going to manipulate. Well, there you go. 20 free memberships for the show in the chat. All right, cool. Thank you. There's a young man by the name of Dynamite under 2023 that we calls in a solid number. Over there, I got Skyrim.
Yeah, this was Keith's stuff from last night before he lost money today. God damn. All right. I think we're done for the day. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it very much. Yeah. So meme stocks are still memeing. You know how it is. I have no idea what's going to happen over the next week or so with the price. I don't know what Keith is going to be posting, if anything. It's probably going to be all over the place. Just because it's a meme stock, and who the fuck knows at this point. Let's see who we're going to raid on Twitch. Love you, Mr. Blast. Welcome to Marant's Rants. Welcome to Marant's Rants. Alright, have a good night, everyone. See you soon. People Lord with 40 bits says Flesh Pocket. God damn it. See you tomorrow, everyone. Wait, tomorrow are we doing... I think we're what day did I say we were doing? No, Sunday I think we said we're doing the patron-only stream, right? So join the Patreon if you want to be part of that. But we'll be back tomorrow for maybe VHS Vault, actually. I do finally have the VHS player and everything ready, so it might be good. Saturday is tomorrow. Yes. Happy Pride to you too. Have a great week. Have a great weekend, everyone. If I don't see you, have a good night.